and the Sydney Swans, coming to you from the MCG. North have struggled with injury through the second half of the season, but have pushed finalists Essendon and Geelong in the last 2 weeks and will be keen to go out on a winning note. The Swans will go in with the same aim, and meetings between the two have been closely fought in recent seasons, making tonight a tipster's nightmare. Good evening and welcome to the MCG. Well, a tipster's nightmare indeed. So many close matches of these two teams played in the last 5 seasons. The game between North Melbourne and the Sydney Swans under lights. Well, North have been out there for quite a long time, but Colin Kinnear hasn't released the Swans onto the MCG just as yet. Well, both teams tonight will be keen to finish the season on a high note. It's the start of round 22, the final round in the home and away season. North Melbourne have been in good form recently and they play well under lights here at the MCG. But the Sydney Swans have been going well at night time as well. Just last week in Sydney, they beat Essendon by a goal in a high-scoring close match, a real thriller. So hopefully the close matches between these two will continue here tonight and we should get a great game at the MCG. My co-commentators tonight, Ian Robertson, and special comments from Don Scott. Still no sign of the Sydney Swans. I think they'll be being revved up at the moment. Keen to finish with a win. We'll be back here with the start of the match after a short break.
This will still be a tough contest. Conditions tonight, well, on the Holden gauge, the current temperature is 13.1 degrees Celsius. The wind, a slight 5-kilometre wind blowing across the ground, but no goal advantage for either side. The skies are fine. The ground is patchy due to a few soft areas, but relatively firm, and the relative humidity is 90%.
And we'll be hearing from Michael Roberts throughout the evening on the boundary line and a little bit later in the rooms. So with me tonight, Ian Robertson and Don Scott. Now, firstly, Ian, what about North Melbourne tonight?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how North Melbourne go because I watched them last week and they were very, very good against Geelong down at Cardinia Park. And players like Schwass, who was a very, very good contributor, Peter German, who gets a lot of the football, and they'll be looking for young Bryson Hepburn, I think, to give them some sort of impetus from those centre bounce contests, and young Ramiro, an up-and-coming player as well.
And good evening, Don Scott.
And good evening, Drew. And the Swans, after a terrific win last week, have only made the one change, and coming on to interchange is young Glenn Page. He's an 18-year-older who comes from the Riverina, has worked his way up through the under-19s and reserves, and it's good to see a player do what he has done.
Teams and the crowd here tonight observing a minute's silence. 50 years today since the outbreak of the Second World War, and it falls right on the day of Legacy Day. And the Swans made their entrance onto the arena pretty late, revved up by coach Col Kinnear. Let's take a look at when these teams last met earlier this season in round 7, and it was a narrow victory to North Melbourne against the Sydney Swans in the mud at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Look at the scoring, 9-13 to 7-16. Margin 9 points. In fact, in the last 5 years, 8 of their 10 matches have been decided by 15 points or less. So if that continues tonight, we should get a ripper.
Yes, both of these sides are teams that go all the way for the whole 120 minutes, coached by John Kennedy and Colin Kinnear taking over this year. The Swans are a real hard unit to defeat, and I would expect a tremendous clash this evening, Drew.
Umpire Peter Carey in charge tonight with Mike Snedden. And Peter Carey may be in line for doing the grand final this year. There's Merv Neagle, former Essendon Premiership player, who's playing his 200th match tonight. Great to see him make that milestone. Came down from Dimboola with Tim Watson. Mike Snedden getting the game at the MCG underway. Bernard Toohey has lined up at full forward for the Swans. He kicked a bag of goals last week against Essendon to win the game. Scrap in the middle. Henwood bursts his way through like a bull. Up towards half forward. Bryce works his way to the front. Can't take the mark. At the back, picked up by Allison. Threads out the hand pass. Bryce from centre half back towards the outer wing. Kickett was held. He took the mark just the same. Feeds off the hand pass to Schwass. The umpire's going to make him come back.
No, that was a free kick, Drew. He handballed.
But he took the mark.
But the umpire obviously paid the free kick.
Well, that is a mistake. The marker has to...
Well, that's why they should do away with that rule.
Interesting situation. The ball just in the Swans forward half. German gets his left foot to the ball and kicks it towards the wing. The battle between Carroll and Fairley, chipping in as Bolton. Kick it there for North Melbourne. Swans outnumbering pretty well there on centre wing. Dennis Carroll's hand pass. A little bit astray there, and it goes over the boundary line for throw-in. On centre wing on the outer side.
Don, don't you think if a guy takes a mark, it should overrule a free kick?
But that's one area that the rules committee are looking at, Drew, and I think that's wrong, that a guy should be penalised, the ball taken away when a free kick's actually paid to him.
Schwass well tackled there by Greg Williams, and Greg Williams perhaps giving the umpire a bit of an idea of what he thought of the ball-up decision. Henwood, good tap out. Fireland, Peter German there, so is Henwood again struggling. Barry Mitchell, and umpire Carey will call for a bounce.
Pretty open Swans forward line with just Mackenzie and Toohey down there near the goal square. Knocked out of the air by North. Comes to Neagle, who fumbles. Tries to get through the legs of German. No whistle on that. It's picked up by Bolton going defensively. Gets the hand pass away. This will be intercepted. In a hurry, Hepburn inside half forward. Fairley gets to the back of the pack. Got a bit of a chance, Ian Fairley. Well played by Rod Carter, though. The hand pass away. Doesn't clear the area. And now the whistle's gone, and it'll be balled up inside 50. North Melbourne in attack.
Very distinctive hairstyle for young Anthony Rock there for North Melbourne. The Swans interchange area. Big tap out by Henwood. Comes out towards the half-back flank on the members' side. Fireland, well tackled. That's two good tackles by young Rock in the last 30 seconds, and forces the ball over the line. Boundary throw in just inside the 50-metre area. North Melbourne into attack. Very competitive North Melbourne last week, as I said earlier, so it'll be interesting to see if they can fire up with not much hinging on this result. Ramiro, shot for goal, hits the post. So North Melbourne a little bit stiff. Don, that ball was coming back all the way.
Well, yes, I watched that actually, Leon.
He's on 3UZ, isn't he?
But the ball it was a torpedo off the boot, and it did swing through the air, you're right.
Dennis Carroll puts it out in front of Williams, who gets a bad bounce, a bit unlucky there. The hand pass up the ground from Pickering. German grabbed by Williams. That was a match-up that was predictable. Comes back to Greg Williams. Not quite sure what to do with it. Eventually in he goes to Fireland. Puts the hand pass wide. Higgins off to Murphy. Mitchell to Murphy. Murphy long kick to full forward. Mackenzie and a big leap by Toohey. Comes to the front of the pack. Well, way off the side of Fripp's boot. Went away from goals. And the umpire's seen a free kick here, and it'll be North Melbourne's free to be taken by Stevens out of defence.
Very impressive last week, young Anthony Stevens, just a youngster. This kick slews a little bit off the side of his boot. Good gather, Williams. Retarded a little bit there when he didn't have control of the ball, but the umpire allowed play to go on, now calls for a bounce. Warren Jones, and that looked like young Willis, the Swans ruckman, in the crowd. Mitchell takes the ball away, but before that, a free kick had been picked out of it. That's young Willis on the right and Wow Jones on the left. Free kick to Henwood. Henwood's kick into the half-forward area, and reading it a little bit better, than the Swans player Tui was Ross Smith, and he takes the mark in the back pocket. The hand pass goes off to German. German runs straight across the face of goal and kicks it wide, looking out there for Allison. And look at the advantage of keeping your footing. He gets a tap out to Schwass. Very clever player, Wayne Schwass. Back to German. German's short kick is effective. Oh, great juggling effort by Allison. Off to Ramiro. Ramiro's kick towards centre-half forward. No one home for North Melbourne. And an easy mark taken by Henwood.
Actually, earlier on, I thought I'd picked up German on Williams, but it's Liam Pickering who's been given the task on Greg Williams, a 20-year-old just playing his 5th game of league football. Up towards centre wing. Schwass works to the front. That'll be a great contest on the wing. Here's Pickering. Had a chance for a possession, missed it, and the ball goes out of play.
It's interesting, the North Melbourne forward line, the way they've got it set up. It's Rod Carter and Longmire, and they're hoping North Melbourne to expose Rod Carter's lack of pace, because the younger 18-year-old Longmire should be a bit quicker.
Murphy gets the hand pass away. Bolton up towards half forward. Wright charges at the ball. Picked up by Bayes, celebrating 100. Keeps the pass low, beautiful, onto the chest of Tui.
He did that last week, Mark Bayes. I thought he could have gone for that ball. Last week he went one-handed, but he made amends for his mistake. And tonight I thought he made amends then with a beautiful pass.
So Bernard Tui right in front, 35 metres out, gets the first goal of the night.
Well, Bernard Tui really did have a day out last week. 8 goals, 2. It was a fine effort from a full forward. In actual fact, when he was at Geelong, I think he kicked 6 goals in the 1 quarter, which is a really good effort. He is a very, very accurate kick for goal, Tui. His 23rd goal for the season.
The bounce favoured Hepburn, but Williams read it brilliantly. Teal back to Williams at centre-half forward. Kick by Teal up towards the goal square. Marking contest, but a good punch away there by Bryce over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in that right back pocket for North Melbourne. The Swans into attack. Some pretty slick work from that centre bounce from Greg Williams. Donald McDonald, Bryce at the back. Mackesy back to Mitchell, breaks the tackle, left foot snap by Mitchell across the face into the opposite forward pocket, and what a strong mark taken by Tui.
That was perfect body work by Bernard Tui. The way that he positioned himself on that occasion before the ball had come in his vicinity and was strong enough just to hold position. Terrific stuff.
Very strong player, Bernard Tui. He'll shoot from 15 metres. Drop punt kick is pretty close. The goal umpire in good position, but just misses to the right. So Bernard Tui has kicked the Swans' score of 1-1.
Smith to bring the ball into play for North. To centre half back. Player in front swamped. Comes down to the front to Bayes. Back to full forward. Smith couldn't take the mark. He's let the Swans in here. Right, the hand pass away. Tui gets it further afield. And now German breaks out of defence for North. Up to Romero. Straight down the centre corridor. Now out to the wing. Trouble here. Murphy and Schwass, 2 state wingmen. Should be a great battle there. Picked up by Rock. Trouble for McDonald. Oh, Mitchell met solidly by Steele. Murphy, a great hand pass out. Goal coming up here to Bayes. Slam.
Well, that was all due to the great work of Barry Mitchell. Mitchell there just putting the pressure on, retarding the North Melbourne player at the centre half back position. The mere fact that the Rover is working when he hasn't got the ball, good stuff. And here it is, McDonald there retained or put off his game by Mitchell just at the critical moment, and a good handball coming out from Murphy. Mark Bayes, the centre half forward, one of the improvers, and could be a contender for best and fairest this year.
Good spotting there, Don. It was great play by Barry Mitchell. Hepburn gets the ball up towards full forward for North Melbourne. Filan, oh, very, very courageous stuff there by Filan. The umpire calls to the advantage of the Swans as Higgins takes it away. Kicks it wide towards that outer wing. Gathered by Schwass. Schwass's hand pass over the top. Now Ramiro runs onto it. Jose Ramiro into the forward pocket. Anyone home? Yes, it's Rod Carter, strong in defence. The Swans are out of trouble. It's Henwood to Carroll, and Carroll with a beautiful kick and very, very well directed finds Bayes wide at half forward on that outer side. Bayes' sweeping kick up towards centre half forward. Mackessy's in there and he gets the front position. Young North Melbourne defence there. Bryce under a lot of pressure. Couldn't pick the other young player up. Looks like Stevens on the bottom of the pack. And they're under lots of pressure there from the Swans forwards. It's half forward flank for the Swans, about 45 metres from their goal. And that's an indication. The umpire having to throw the ball straight in the air. Good play by Johnny Law, the veteran. Gets the hand pass out wide. Nearly a great gather by Murphy. A dive by Stevie Wright. Swash looking for the free kick. And it's been paid. Free kick goes to Steele.
Takes it quickly. Romero short of the wing. North looking for their first goal. They're one behind. Sydney 2 goals 1. No great penetration with the kick, but it's thumped on up the ground for North. Chopped off by Neagle, who's had an excellent year for the Swans. Out to centre wing. Fripp used his body well, but interfered, said the umpire, and the free kick will come back to Stevens.
Beautiful position for the umpire to see that too, Drew.
Anthony Stevens from the wing for North, up to half forward. Comes through to the back to McCarthy. This way, that way. Hooks the ball up to the edge of the goal square. Carter's been good in defence so far. Here's Longmire going away from goal. Centering kick. Mark here will be handy for North. Comes down to the front. Romero, shot for goal from 35 metres. Won't make it. On the line, Roberts touched it. Through for a behind.
You see the speed that John Longmire does possess. Rod Carter used his body initially, punched the ball to ground, but it was great recovery by Longmire. Interesting battle between those two.
Neagle to the outer side. Higgins and kick it. Good Shepherd gives Higgins the chance to clear. Kick up towards centre wing. Punch from behind by McDonald. Good dive by Williams, but a pretty good tackle there by young Pickering, it looked like, on Greg Williams without giving the free kick away and holding the ball in centre wing.
And he's kept the champ to 2 touches so far.
Well, he's been given the job, obviously shown some sort of credentials to John Kennedy. Henwood bumped off it by Law, but gets the tap further afield. There's Pickering again. Dive by Murphy, gather by Schwass. Free kick picked out of it. Will go to the Swans wingman, David Murphy. Very good player, David Murphy, and he plays on quickly. Kicks it across his body in the finish up towards half forward flank. Tap away, finishes with Wright. Gets the hand pass back to Fireland. Fireland in towards centre half forward, Bolton. Great smother by Allison. Bolton's got it again though. Good play, David Bolton. And he gets his kick away towards full forward. North Melbourne defence working overtime. McDonald out to Smith. And Smith off the side of his boot. A beautiful kick to Allison. Allison's magnificent hand pass finds German. Second bounce to Peter German. Comes up towards half forward. Nearly forced to bounce again, but gets his kick away a little bit too slow. McCarthy sweeps onto the football, fumbles. Carter, Longmire, shot for goal by Longmire, hooks it too far and through for behind to North Melbourne.
What brilliant play that was by North down the members' wing, starting with Smith's clever kick from the outside of his boot from the back pocket. Carroll kicks it 65 metres. Comes to the front for North. German. Fireland knocked to ground. Hepburn gets the hand pass away, but Larkin in trouble. Kellett intercepted by Larkin. Shuffled out by Romero. Bryce gets the hand pass away. Here's a shot for goal by Allison, and he gets North first.
Well, he's been a lively player tonight, Brad Allison. He's certainly in everything. He always is. Long sleeves, socks down, so he's a very, very distinctive player. I thought I heard the umpire's whistle at this stage, but obviously it's somebody in the crowd who's got a whistle. So I look back looking for the free kick, but Allison didn't hear it. His 8th goal for the season. 3 goals a couple of weeks ago off the half-back flank.
The son of former player Tom Allison is Brett Allison, and he's carving a bit of a niche for himself in the North Melbourne side. Johnny Law's kick towards centre half forward, and a good mark taken by Roberts for the Swans. Hand pass off to Carroll, and Carroll's kick, as usual, magnificent, finds Williams at half forward. Greg Williams. Pass in towards centre half forward. There's a good mark. Tui out in front of his face.
It's interesting, Ian. I was watching before this game the final between North Melbourne and Hawthorn in 1975, and the big difference between players of today and what they were in yesteryears is the skill level. That was a magnificent pass.
Great kick by Tui. He's kicked his second.
As I said, the skill of these players of today is really quite amazing. To pinpoint a fellow like Williams did on that occasion to Tui. Tui on a good lead. It's also a good mark, and it's very hard to take a mark like that at full speed, but it does make it easy when the ball's in front of you. You can lead with it, lead to it with confidence. Williams having a better night already than he had last week.
10 points the difference with the Swans in front. Under 12 minutes left.
North Melbourne playing man-to-man in the centre.
Henwood goes up against Hepburn. It comes down here to Pickering. Long kick to the forward line. Chance for North. Longmire. Spun round and a goal.
You can see as soon as that boot left that ball left the boot of Longmire, Carter put his hands to his head because he knew what he had done. He'd done the right thing, and that was to tackle Longmire, but he spun him the wrong way and spun him in the goal. And this is a quick kick out of the centre. Pickering, the high ball, into a congested area. Now watch this tackle. There it is. And as you can see, Carter spun him the wrong way, his first. John Longmire.
It's a good contest so far. Only 4 points the difference in favour of Sydney. Henwood a big leap, but Hepburn has the height advantage. Larkin out to German. German wide to Schwass. Schwass has German running on. Onto the right foot goes Peter German. The kick around his body. Into the pocket. North Melbourne mark to McCarthy.
He had a great first half of the season, McCarthy. Certainly on fire and took some magic marks early on, but has been a little quieter in the second half of the season.
Good player though, Don, is this fellow, John McCarthy, and North Melbourne will be looking for big things from him, I would think, in the next year or so. John McCarthy's drop punt kick looks pretty good. Third goal to North Melbourne.
Well, he was named up on the back line, McCarthy, but players don't start necessarily as they are named in the paper. A little bit of gamesmanship between the coaches. And McCarthy's 19th goal for the season, but he is a real spare parts player. Can play up on the forward line as he is tonight, and also down back.
And big problem for the Swans if they're going to have to play Kallett on him.
North in front after a slow start. 10.5 minutes remaining to quarter time. A clash of heads there. Whistle's gone. North Melbourne free kick back here to Hepburn. And the kick by Hepburn in the direction of Kickett, who's looking rather than going for the ball. Comes off hands to Carter. Kick smothered near the 50-metre line. Allison goes in and Bolton off the ground gets the kick away, but the mark is taken by Stevens. Too far out to score. Left footer is very high. Not great distance with that one. McCarthy the only chance for North. Off hands Larkin, but he fumbled. Roberts keeps it away from him. Higgins helps Roberts out. Higgins from the back pocket to half-back flank. Williams. Oh, good mark. Fantastic mark, Greg Williams. Look for his disposal this time. Bayes marks on centre wing. Well, Mark Bayes has been damaging. He's had this is his 5th kick already. The kick up towards half forward. Mackenzie from behind. Law. Oh, left it to the back. Mackenzie gets it away to Mitchell. Soccer by Williams. Bounces back North way. Romero. He flips it out. Neagle loses control of it to Steele. Applies a good tackle. But it comes out to German. German to half forward. McCarthy wrestling down there with Kellett. McCarthy takes it away on the turn. 50 out. Up towards the goal square. A wrestle by Carter. The ball still bouncing. Longmire in trouble. Gains possession. And kicks a great goal.
Well, I thought he may have kicked a point on that occasion. But what a battle between those two. It's a real fine line as to whether Carter does infringe in those situations. I looked to the umpire, thinking that Carter may have been holding on, but the umpire said play on. He let the two of them wrestle it out, and watch this. Thought the arm might have been over the shoulder, then there could have been a bit of shepherding. But Carter trying valiantly. And Longmire, his second.
What a great effort by the youngster. Rock gets the ball away. Still close to the centre. Now Pickering, Ramiro into an open goal, and North have kicked another one.
Something I can't understand in modern day football is the way one team can control it for a certain amount of time, then the opposition take over, and it was Sydney who did it initially. Now it's North Melbourne's turn. And they can do no wrong as they blister in towards goal again. And Ramiro, who has been or will be a very, very good player. He's only a youngster, still got a bit to learn, but he has got a big future.
North have slammed on 4 goals straight and have come from behind for a good lead. Schwass out of the centre, high towards centre half forward. Kick it in front, can't take the mark. Neagle back there for the Swans, hand pass to Fireland. Fireland gets it away to Kellett. Kellett long to half forward. Bays at the back. Climbs. Can't take the mark. Running onto this is Thripp. Through the sand he goes. 45 metres from goal. The kick-off line, but still in the field of play. Bryce beats Mackenzie. The kick bumbles along the ground. Gathered by Steele. Great commitment by North Melbourne to come back from where they were. Gathered by German at halfback.
German just gets his kick away up towards centre wing. Great gather by Fairley. Sweeping hand pass, looks for Hepburn, but the flip out towards Ramiro is brilliant football. The North youngsters are doing it well. Ramiro round onto the left foot, kick towards full forward. It's a free kick down the ground. Flattened was Ramiro.
Debatable, very debatable. Against Nagel, I think I would have let the game go on. A little technical.
The free kick is going to full forward. And Longmire will shoot. Drop punt kick. He pulls it a little, and it's through for a behind. So North Melbourne really, that opportunity just drifting down the drain. Merv Neagle, experienced player, playing his 200th game. Dennis Carroll kicks the ball in, straight up the ground. Towards centre half back, gathered by Henwood. Henwood's kick towards half forward. Teal, Thripp, gets the hand pass back. Larkin, brilliant football out to Stevens. Stevens towards half forward. Nearly a mark to McCarthy. Great play. Ellison, Rock. Here go North again. Rock's kick. Oh, Longmire. Slaughtering Carter.
And so is McCarthy, but McCarthy's not too good. He's down behind play. Looks as if he got a kick to the chest or the ribs, purely accidental.
Going to get a good picture of this shot too. Longmire on a very acute angle.
Can open up that goal face. He does.
Running around, hooks the kick. And how often do you see that through for a behind? The 2-3 to John Longmire in that scoreline. North Melbourne 5-5. Leading Sydney 3-1.
Well, it's a pretty handy first 20 minutes of play. 5 shots at goal, John Longmire. Mark taken by Kellett. His ankle tapped by Schwass, and will take a free kick. Well, the umpire says play on. Schwass goes in and tackles him and wins the free kick.
Well, that was a mistake then by the umpire.
Short pass taken quickly, but over the mark, and Schwass will have to go back. That had to be.
Everybody in the ground saw that.
Great example of do not stop though.
Young Wayne Schwass represented Victoria against Western Australia earlier this year. Right to the goal square. Pack flies. Longmire ducks a tackle. Oh, you're holding it.
That may be the evener up.
Stevie Wright takes the free kick for the Swans out of defence. Towards half-back flank. Schwass again, met by Murphy. Murphy gives away the free kick. Schwass another one.
Well, Schwass needs to do a little bit more with this kick. Must kick it towards between centre half forward and the centre. He goes towards the centre half forward position proper, and Longmire takes a good mark. Basically on his own, John Longmire. Now, I've seen this boy kick the ball long distances. He's about 50 metres out. Look at the kick. Distance, no problems. Is it accurate? No, just off to the left. and through for his 4th behind.
I think I'd be looking at a change if I was the Sydney Swan coach. Maybe the logical one would be Kellett and Carter. Kellett going on to Longmire and Carter onto McCarthy.
7 kicks to John Longmire at full forward, and has always had wonderful potential. Neagle's kick towards half-back. Big punch away. Comes out the back to Larkin. Larkin steadies. Kicks it towards centre-half forward. McCarthy, you've given the free kick away, and I think he knows it. No arguing the point there. It'll go to Kellett. Kellett from half-back kicks it high towards centre wing.
Big punch away from behind by McDonald. The ball goes 30 metres out of bounds. Well, McDonald was having a horrid time against Bays at the start of the match. But he's lifted, and North Melbourne have lifted. They were behind 19-9 and now lead 35-19. Swan scoreless during all of this. Kicked by Bolton up near centre wing, gathered by Thripp. Feeds out a great hand pass to Bays, who's slipped away from his opponent. Bays on the turn, he's favoured left boot to full forward. Tui's down there with Mackenzie. Punch away by Bryce, could be danger here. Pickering beats Williams to it. Well done by the youngster Pickering. And the kick across the ground by Smith is a bit of danger. Bays on his wrong kicking foot, but what a pass. Straight onto the chest of Tui.
That's great skill. They simply do amaze me. As I said earlier, players of the modern age. And that's his right foot, Bays, normally a raking left footer.
Well, Bernard Tui already with 2 goals. He's taken 4 marks already, so the 2 full forwards having picnics. And Tui kicks his 3rd.
Well, Bernard Tui is the leading goal kicker at Sydney. He's only kicked 25 for the season, so you could say that their forward line not terribly strong. And likewise, North Melbourne, their leading goal kicker is Ian Fairley. He's the centre-half forward tonight. He's kicked 28.
So both full forwards performing very well for their sides. Hepburn gets the punch away, gathered by Stevie Wright. Short kick, nearly a grab to Thripp. Fireland.
He was off.
Well, obviously the umpire has paid the mark, but Fireland will be kicking from between centre and centre wing on this member's side. The kick towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Bryce. He gets the hand pass off to Steele. Steele's high kick out towards the wing. Larkin has pushed off it. Wright, good play. Stevie Wright, hand pass out to Fireland. Mitchell onto Roberts. Roberts steadies and kicks it into the pocket. A big punch from behind by Smith for North Melbourne. Way over the boundary line, over the fence, and the kids go chasing it to retrieve for the boundary umpire.
They play disciplined football, North Melbourne, when they're behind. They're going to do the obvious, which is punch the ball. A big punch from McDonald earlier on centre wing, and then a big punch by 2 North defenders.
Bays and McDonald shaping as though they're going to contest this boundary throw-in. Bays takes it, hand pass, Rock under pressure, and pushes it towards the boundary line and hits the behind post. So we'll have a boundary throw-in right against that behind post, and the Swans a real chance to score. And it's close to quarter time. McDonald gets the tap out. Mitchell bumped by his own man, rides it beautifully, gets his left foot to the ball. Smith can't control it, under pressure from Tui, and it's rushed through for a behind.
And Sydney have made the change. They've now got Dennis Carroll on McCarthy, and Kellett has come out the centre half back. He's picking up fairly, but Carter still on Longmire.
Under 2 minutes left at quarter time. Smith kicks in. Hepburn punches on for North. That's well played. Allison running onto this, in front of Bolton. Socket up towards the wing. Kickett's been very quiet to date. Loses it. Murphy goes back. Henwood to half forward. Bays is almost a great mark to Bays. Gathered by Steele. The hand pass is lightning out to Pickering, who's sharing possessions with Williams. Up towards half forward. Clears the pack. Kickett runs onto this. Scoops off the ground brilliantly. Runs out of room. Ball goes out. And we'll have a throw in at half forward.
Good play by Kellett. Gee, I thought that Mark Kellett really lacked pace, but he stuck to his task well there on Derek Kickett. Fairley and Henwood. Punch on by Schwass. Gather by Bolton. Neagle's held when he didn't have it. Umpire calls play on. Ramiro, sweeping hand pass to Rock. Rock, a little pass into the pocket, good football, and Kickett takes it. He plays on quickly, Derek Kickett. Left foot kick towards the front of the square. Longmire, can he get his foot to it? Yes, and kicks it. Magnificent.
I thought on that occasion that Carter could have kicked that ball over the boundary line or through the point. It was Longmire who's giving Carter a torrid time. Now, Longmire really did make a name for himself at Corro or Rutherglen as a forward. Yes, I don't know whether Carter was trying to pull that ball back into his body, whether he had the chance. Again, debatable.
Half a minute to go to quarter time. North out of the middle again, but German couldn't get his boot to the ball. Whistle's gone, and the umpire will ball it up again. Well, John Longmire, what a game he's had. How often do you see a full forward get 8 kicks in a quarter? And he's kicked 3 goals, 4, so it could have been anything.
Entertaining stuff, though, the first term, Drew.
Magnificent quarter.
Yep.
And not surprising the way these two clubs have gone at it for the last 5 years. This head out's won by Hepburn. Intercepted by the Swans. High kick by Murphy. Lot of height, no distance. Siren goes for quarter time. And a brilliant first quarter of play here at the MCG. North came from behind to lead 6-6 to 4-2. By 16 points, 6 goals, 642 to 4-2-26. The two full forwards. Well, Bernard Toohey has 3 goals from 4 marks and 4 kicks, and John Longmire has 3 goals, 4 from 2 marks and 8 kicks.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1989 Premiership season.
John Kennedy there speaking to the North players, and one wonders just whether it may be his last appearance as coach of North Melbourne. Wayne Schimmelbusch has been in the background being groomed for the post. And will John Kennedy go another year? Don Scott.
Yes, Drew, very, very interesting the way that North Melbourne lined up initially in the centre bounce. Sydney, for example, had their ruckman, who was Henwood, flanked by Mitchell, Farland and Williams. The North Melbourne ruckman was likewise there. But what North Melbourne did, they didn't worry about their defensive side, where their ruckman was coming from. They all went over and played it man-to-man with the Sydney Swans counterparts. It left the back of the square open, but as far as centre bounces are concerned, it went Sydney Swans way the first part of that quarter. Then North Melbourne got the ball out of the centre very, very easily because they were playing that man-to-man position. But it's important in that situation to have, and that's North Melbourne, have players running in, especially from the centre half back position.
Actually, just going on with that, Don, young Hepburn, who struggled last week against Darren Flanagan, the big Geelong ruckman, I thought was tremendous in that first quarter and certainly gave North Melbourne the opportunity to take the ball away from the centre.
Michael Roberts on the boundary line.
Well, John Kennedy was a little disappointed with the start, but praised the run and the persistence. He said keep teaming and make every post a winner, because they've missed a few down there. Colquhoun ripped into his side. He said they must concentrate, and he said the players must lift, especially in the square and around the edges, because they're getting murdered in the centre.
And you can see the line-up at centre bounce, just like Don Scott was talking about. Hepburn coming from the left on his own, and Parsons swamped by other players coming from the right. Parsons palms this one down. It's chopped off by Law. Kicked by Law. Another one outside of his boot. Neagle is there with Ramiro. A hand pass to Bolton. And Bolton's kick up towards half-forward flank. Bay's in front and takes another mark. 3 marks coming up for kick number 8, Mark Bays. Keeps it low to full forward. Toohey well placed. Bernard Toohey still in there fighting for it. The ball's kept in well by, well, firstly one player, then Williams, but it's whipped away by North Melbourne. Smith on the run, up towards centre wing. Crash, bodies go to ground. Taken by Ramiro at the back of the pack. He tries to beat Neagle. Could have nearly have been holding it. Bolton, hand pass blind. Fed out by Mitchell. Bolton keeps it in. Good play by the Swans. They played within about a centimetre around near the boundary line, and eventually it's out.
And Ian Roberts was a fellow that went down on centre wing. A very courageous player is Ian Roberts. Throws his body in recklessly on occasions, but he's all right now. A little groggy, but none the worse for wear.
And the Swans certainly an advantage with Parsons, a little bit more height. Rock Hand pass off to Allison. Allison's kick up towards the 50-metre line. Kick it, running onto it. Goes over it a little bit too fiercely. And Dennis Carroll finishes up with the football. Takes it over for boundary throw-in.
With Parsons now on the ball, Henwood has gone into the forward pocket, giving them a little more strength and height on that full forward line.
Fairly to do the ruck work. Parsons at the back. Taps it down in the Mitchell direction. Mitchell held when he didn't have it. And the umpire awards the diminutive Swan Rover with the free kick. The kick towards centre wing, and a good mark again. It's Mark Bayes, plays on quickly and can kick the ball 45 to 50 metres from a standing start, which certainly is an advantage. Thripp takes the mark, or could possibly have been a free kick. Thripp at centre half forward, short pass into the pocket, and Stevie Wright was on his own for a long time, Don.
She's looking at Stevie Wright. Last week he had the helmet on. This week he hasn't. He seems to, you know, depending on, I don't know whether why he wears it. Maybe he's got a few hits around the head, but you'd think if he did that, he'd wear it all the time. But tonight he's disregarded it.
Well, he has the football about 35 metres from goal. Slight angle. Concentration is pretty good, and the kick looks pretty good too.
He's been around a long time. Stevie Wright started in about 79 when Sydney was then South Melbourne, and had a very good first year. Playing as a rover, he's lost that little yard in speed, but in 1985 he had an exceptional year, and in fact he won the Sydney Swans best and fairest. Has played in the back pocket, a tagging role, a spare parts man. Tonight he is a genuine rover and playing in the forward pocket as well as on the ball.
Parsons against Hepburn at the centre bounce. Parsons with all the height, brings the ball straight underfoot. Thripp tries to punch it up the ground. Well played there by Stevens. Out the umpire comes in and will ball it up again.
I can't remember the MCG ever having a grass cover as it has got now. Usually in the football season it's black, no grass, but what a terrific coverage in the centre.
At the centre wicket area, everywhere outside that is pretty bare, sandy. It's taken by Neagle. Neagle's hand pass is blocked, gives North a chance. Rock, well played, son. Sweeps the hand pass to Fairley, gets his first touch, off to kick it. Kick it, could have kicked the goal, gives it to Romero.
Well, the youngster coming in, Anthony Rock, is responsible on that occasion. It's his first game for the year, Rock. And he played a couple last year, but he hasn't made an appearance this year. And here he is setting it up. I was impressed with the quickness of kick it because I thought he could have gone for the kick, but what a hand pass. He threaded it through. A very, very good kick. A hand pass.
Romero kicks his second. North Melbourne again 16 points in front. Murphy breaks away from the centre square. Left foot kick by Murphy into the pocket, punched away by Ross Smith from Toohey. Two number 15s. Donald McDonald strong. Now Stevens to German. German goes back to Schwass. Schwass has a little bit of room to move. The little kick, well directed, finds Larkin, creative. German running up towards half forward. Does he run too far? No, kicks it in towards full forward. Nearly the mark to Longmire. Romero, Larkin, shot for goal by Matthew Larkin. Oh, it's close. It's another goal for North Melbourne.
Well, Matthew Larkin, a good player last week. Well, he's been a little bit disappointed with his form this year. Not up to what he can normally do, but he is a very good footballer nonetheless. He really has matured in the last couple of years, starting to learn what football is all about. He's won a number of best and fairest at North Melbourne, 3 in all, but he is a very accomplished, strong player.
North with a big break, 22-point lead at the moment. Parsons at the second attempt gets it out. Murphy, brilliant football, onto Filand. Threads out the hand pass to Thripp. Open goal coming up for Terry Thripp.
Well, he is a big improver in the Sydney Swan side. Terry Thripp, he's played on that half-forward line, and together with Toohey and Murphy, they're the only 3 players that have played all games this year, 21 in all. And there it is, Murphy combining, Filand. And how important is it to get the ball out of the centre? We saw it on that occasion, and you usually do reap the reward.
Terry Thripp kicks his first goal and brings the margin back to 16 points. Hepburn, Parsons, Larkin, handball over the top, fairly good play. Just overrunning it was Pickering. Teal gets the hand pass back to Neagle. Neagle gives Roberts the chance to run onto it, but he's pushed off the ball by Kickett. Hand pass out wide by German gives Larkin a chance. Hand pass back to Kickett. He can't really do much with it, and he paddles the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right on the players' interchange area. Derek Kickett in the picture. 16 points, North Melbourne's lead. And the youngsters taking it right up to the Sydney Swans. Parsons, Larkin. It finishes up with German from the Swash handball. German's kicking towards full forward. Carter, who's got his hands full with this man, John Longmire. But this time Longmire can't do much with the ball, and it goes over the boundary line. About 45 metres, perhaps a little closer from the North Melbourne goal. Parsons again from the back, but fairly doing the ruck work. Kickett. Ball comes out the back. Williams, who's been pretty well shut out of it by young Pickering. And Schwass bumps the youngster Teal over the boundary line, and we'll have another throw-in.
That's one of the highlights of the game. Pickering having trouble getting possessions, but he's sharing them with the champion Greg Williams, 4 touches each. Williams gets his 5th, but gives it away. Intercepted by Rock. He gives it away. Paddled up the ground to Mitchell. Mitchell's kick off the left boot to centre wing. Law. Oh, well read off the hands by Wright. Hand pass in. Oh, violent collected Kickett. Wright gets another touch, but it's chopped off by Pickering. He's kicked to centre half forward. Fairley's there, spoiled by Kellett. German, oh, through went Roberts. Gathered by Neagle. Swans under pressure from this hard tackling North Melbourne team. Mitchell. And well done by McDonald to keep it away from Bays and see the ball out of play. Of course, the Swans are a great tackling team as well. Coached in tackling skills in the Rugby League City.
Hepburn. Neither he nor Parsons can get it now. Hepburn gets a quick kick to it, but the mark is taken by Neagle. He plays on quickly, gets it out to Higgins. Higgins, long left foot kick towards half forward, ill-directed, because Bryce didn't have any trouble at all taking a mark in front of his opponent, Henwood. Bryce, who was a good player last week, a kick towards centre wing, and no one there for North Melbourne. Parsons takes an easy mark. Parsons will put the Swans back into attack. The long kick to within 50 metres. No mark taken. Kick out by young Stevens. Wide to the wing. There's no one home. North Melbourne players leading in the race for it. Allison. Kick towards half forward, and the mark taken by Ramiro, who's giving Merv Neagle something to think about. Ramiro just gets caught in the bog. Back to Allison. Allison falls over. Bolton, the tackler. Neagle throws himself on it, and the umpire comes in to ball it up.
And actually, it was a bog on that occasion that caught Ramiro out. He just couldn't get his feet out of it quick enough to get around Neagle on the mark.
Well, it was good to see him get up, because the bog at the MCG this year has been damaging to a few players. Bolton into Teal, but it was an awkward half volley. It's gathered by Rock. Rock gets it away. High kick down there by Pickering. Near the centre of the ground, Neagle takes the mark. Merv Neagle celebrating 200 games of league football tonight. Bays climbs into his opponent. Should have given away a free there. Steele at the back gathers for North. Up the ground to Kickett. I think he might have taken it out. Yes, it'll be a throw-in at centre wing.
Why isn't the high flyer Fripp penalised?
I was thinking that then, but it went to the advantage of North Melbourne. So that's the only reason I think the umpire let it go, because he would have held up play had he have paid the obvious free.
Fair enough. Boundary throw-in on centre wing. Hepburn. Parsons gets the front posse a little too easy. Gets the tap down to Mitchell, but he's well tackled there by German. Now the ball comes out to Rock. Good smother. Teal's onto it quickly for the Swans. The kick high in the air. No mark taken. McDonald punches it down in front. German a good gather. Tries to get round to the left foot. Brilliant gather by Pickering. There's something of this young man. He's kicked towards half forward. Slightly short. And Dennis Carroll read it a little bit better and takes the mark for the Swans at half back. Dennis Carroll's kick towards wing. Great fly by Bays. And poetry in motion is Mark Bays when he's on fire. The kick towards half forward. No mark taken. Punch away, finishes up with Murphy. Murphy's little chip pass into the pocket, and Henwood takes the mark unattended.
What about the shepherd by Tui? Great shepherd there to allow Murphy just to steady that little, for that just that little moment. And he was able to spot Henwood with the ball.
Now Henwood, the distance won't trouble him, but the angle pretty tight.
Yes.
And kicks it straight through for one behind. Pretty ordinary kick for goal by the big fellow. 6-3 plays 8-6.
Margin 15 points in favour of North Melbourne. Smith brings it into play. McDonald, good mark.
They should have punched that instead of going for the fly.
First mark for the night for Donald McDonald. Out towards centre wing. One hand to it by Fairley. Tapped back by Kellett. North still have it going. Steele keeps the ball in for Romero. Nobody in front of him. Jose goes for a run. Approaches 50. Two bounces inside 50. A clever kick, but just drops a little bit short of Hepburn. Gathered by Kickett. 35 metres from goal. Held it for a long time and lost it. Bolton back towards the centre. Should have been more there for North Melbourne. McDonald straight up the middle, but he's given it straight to the opposition. Oh, Teal drops a sitter. Back he goes with the hand pass to Carroll. He won't waste a possession, but he's kicked it too far for Roberts. Larkin. Back he goes to Stevens, whose kick smothered out of bounds.
There has been some good smothering tonight, and that was a terrific smother there on the outer wing, and a very, very good smother earlier. A few yards up the ground by Parsons, the ruckman.
And the defence is settling down a bit now. Goals aren't coming anywhere near as quickly as they did in that first quarter when we saw 10 scored. We're halfway through this second term, and there's only been 3 added. Fairley. And the spectators, there aren't too many of them here, but they're enjoying a pretty good game. And North Melbourne taking it right up to the Swans who are 7th, North Melbourne who are 9th. The ball comes out to Teal, off to Bolton. Bolton's kick in towards the centre. It's high. Steele, great positioning of the body. And really strived hard for that mark. Steele, he plays on quickly. Oh, shocking kick though. Lands on the chest of Neagle. Neagle, the hand passes on quickly to Murphy. And here come the Swans. Murphy runs up a little too close to the man on the mark, which was Swash. And the kick is paid down the field. An indiscriminate tackle by Schwass finishes up with Tui. Tui's kick to the front of the square is disciplined football. A good punch by Bryce goes through for a rush behind of the Swans.
And Schwash coming off the ground. Interesting, I wonder why, because I thought he has done particularly well.
Well, he gave away a relayed free there.
Well, I suppose, but a little hard. And Scholl coming on.
Ball at half-back flank for North. Stevens gets the hand pass away to Larkin, who's been relatively quiet, Matthew Larkin. Ball knocked out of his hands. Oh, over the top went Donald McDonald. Catches Teal. The umpire comes in, going to ball it up. And I'm getting a little bit heated in the middle there.
Robert Teal having a horror night.
Ball up, not a great deal of height in that. Teal takes clean possession inside the 50 metres. Smith at full tilt hits it out towards the boundary. Bolton can't take the mark. Ball's gone out of play. And we'll have a throw in between wing and half forward for the Swans.
And the runner is now Jeff Polides, the Sydney runner, out talking to Scott Teal.
Parsons and Hepburn. Hepburn takes it off to Romero. Romero's kick into open spaces. The bounce goes over the player's heads. Higgins. Oh, he slips the tackle. Round onto the right foot goes Leon Higgins. The kick in short, but Bays, good gather. Off to Wright. Wright's hand pass. Teal gets it back now to Bays. Bays inside 50, goes to goal. Nearly the mark there to Tui. Bryce gets his kick away in towards the centre. North Melbourne are in the van here through Larkin. Running through the centre is Matthew Larkin to full forward, and a great mark taken as it paid McCarthy. Hung in the air, John McCarthy, and had a good grip of it, I thought. And umpire Carey awarding the mark. John McCarthy will kick from about 45 metres.
What a kick by Larkin.
Yes, he gave McCarthy the chance to run into the ball. McCarthy's drop punt kick. Pretty good. North Melbourne goal.
John McCarthy's second goal. I was going to make the remark earlier in this quarter that he has been held by Dennis Carroll, which he has been held by Carroll, but he got away on that occasion from the Sydney Swan captain, and a great pass by Larkin. You only need a break of a yard, 3 feet on your opponent when you're a forward, and that's all you require. And there's no justice in football when you do the right thing as Carroll is doing, but just give him that little bit of latitude, result a goal.
I was a bit tough on Matthew Larkin earlier, saying he'd been a bit quiet. He's done most of his work by hand. 3 kicks, 8 hand passes. Greg Williams goes back to Kellett. High ball across to Higgins. Had to hand pass it in a hurry. Murphy can't gather cleanly. Scholl just on the ground. Kickett knocked over when he didn't have it. Picked up by Murphy. David Murphy short of half forward. Bays. Mitchell roving. Couldn't gather. Larkin another hand pass. Steele to McDonald. Long and high. McCarthy taken out of the contest. Comes to Carroll. His hand pass out wide. Higgins. His left footer close to the boundary line to Thripp. But Terry Thripp found some good space on centre wing. 60 plays 40. North in front. Under 10 minutes left to half time. The kick to half forward. Hands to it by Toohey, but he couldn't mark. Comes back to Bernard Toohey. He's almost met by Williams, his teammate. Oh, Greg Williams to Bays. Bays kick coming back, but not enough. Henwood. But it clears him and goes out of bounds.
Actually, that was bad play by Bays on that occasion because he had Teal, his teammate, on his left. He could have handballed it a couple of yards, and Teal could have gone in and made it a 2-on-1 situation with Henwood in the goal square.
North Melbourne lead by 20 points. Swans in their right forward pocket. Filan gets some space for the hand pass to Teal. Teal's kick across his body is a magnificent kick, and it looks pretty good.
Well, he did get it. And it's justice, I suppose, because he probably would have kicked a goal earlier had Bays have handballed the ball to Teal. There, a harder shot by Teal. And as Ian said earlier, he had a dirty night. The runner came out and spoke to him. He smartened up his footwork a little bit, and that is a difficult shot from goal. Former Hawthorn reserve grade player made his league debut with the Sydney Swans this year.
Parsons knocks down to right. Taken by Teal. Back to Filan. Beautiful pass. Bays on the run. Oh, caught by Bryce. Ball goes out of play. Well, sometimes you wonder whether that is worth a free kick for the tackle, but, well, he dispossessed him. And we'll have a throw in. 14 points the difference. Swans kicked the last goal, coming back a bit. Umpire will ball it up again.
With just 8.5 minutes left in this second quarter.
Craig Scholl doesn't look too good behind play. He's limping. The runner's just come out to see how he is, but he's shrugged him off. So obviously he thinks he's well enough to continue on.
The bounce at half forward for the Swans. Hepburn, Larkin, desperate stuff by Johnny Law, good tackle by Murphy, and umpire deems it in the back. So what I thought was a good tackle was not in the eyes of the umpire, and John Law will take the free kick. Nice looking drop punt kick towards half forward. Ramiro can't break away, right. He's caught by Larkin, but he flips it out the back to the advantage of Filan, and with desperate stuff, Michael Filan gets the ball out in front of Higgins. Sweeping hand pass to Murphy. Swans will go into attack now. David Murphy gives the hand pass out in front of Teal. Teal goes for goal. The long drop punt kick will land in the square. A good punch away, and an equally good defensive effort there by Pickering. He gives Williams a tap in the stomach. Greg Williams has a look at the umpire, but the umpire will have nothing of it. Throw it in, please, boundary umpire. Left forward pocket for the Swans. Another chance for them to score. Ball comes down to Williams. Left foot snap is magnificent. Greg Williams.
He really does do it well. I actually watched Williams on that occasion. the way he positioned himself. He watched the boundary umpire, watched where the ruckman was, and he did not make his move until the ball was in flight. But he just reads it so well. But there has got to be a formula, and obviously you look at the boundary umpire, then make your move.
Well, Greg Williams, a remarkable player. Kept quiet, but what skill to kick that goal. Through goes John Law. Gets a second chance. Gets the ball out of a congested pack. Bounces all right for Ramiro. Feeds it off to Rock. Rock puts it out in front of the leading forward. That's good play by North, and McCarthy takes the mark within kicking distance for McCarthy. Remember once in Perth last year, he kicked a goal from about 75 metres.
And Schwash coming back on for North Melbourne. I think it's Scholl going off. He was a fellow that was limping it a few minutes earlier.
And I think Wayne Schwass looking forward to resuming his battle with David Murphy on the wing. From outside 50, McCarthy. Hasn't got the accuracy. The ball is kept in play. Higgins for the Swans. Oh, might have got out on the full.
No, couldn't control that one.
So still within distance for North Melbourne if they can get it from here. But the Swans have kicked the last two and trail by just 8 points.
Parsons doing the ruck work. Height advantage over Fairley. Parsons, Ramiro. Free kick being awarded, what, against Parsons?
Yes, throwing the ball, the umpire said.
Well, he was right close to the action, so the free kick goes to Ramiro about 40 metres from goal, and Jose has kicked 2, and he's had the ball a fair bit too. 10 kicks and 5 hand passes, so his performance before half-time is a very good one. Goes for the drop punt kick, gets the distance, but not the accuracy, and through for a behind to North Melbourne. So they lead by 9 points with just 5 minutes left in this second quarter.
Sydney playing the huddle at centre-half back.
Long kick in by Carroll. It clears the pack, and they've got it running their way. Gathered by Teal. Feeds out the hand pass to Thripp. Back he goes wide to Teal. Off to Fireland. Great play that by the Swans. To full forward already. Tapped out by the North defence, but stays in play. Henwood first there. Spills now to Teal. Comes back to Williams. He goes for number 2. But this one off the side of his boot. And through for behind.
Actually, a lot of these moves that Sydney are doing tonight, that one was reminiscent of Carlton last year over in Perth. Now, Robert Walls was a coach on that occasion. They kicked a couple of goals doing exactly that, putting the ball where the players ran into it, and also the way they're leaving the front of the square open, Sydney. That's what Carlton have done in the past. So Colkinir, reserve grade coach down there, obviously picking up some of those moves.
Beautiful hands, Williams. Takes the mark, kicks to Tui. Little too fierce, but Tui's up to it. He's caught. McDonald the tackler. Bryce in there to give him a hand. Bryce has kicked close to the line. Bolton can't mark, but he goes after it. Tries to get the hand pass back to Williams. Ellison. Here's North Melbourne out of trouble at half-back. Rock in towards the centre. Kicks it over centre-half forward. Dennis Carroll now under pressure from McCarthy. Carter comes up from full-back. Chips it in towards the centre. Oh, bad miss by Murphy. Goes after it again, though, David Murphy. Hepburn in there, struggling hard. And Murphy in the background, a little disappointed with himself.
I think he dropped his head at the critical moment, Ian. Took his eye off the ball.
And shaking his head, David Murphy, because he knew he had a real chance to put the Swans back into attack. It's in the centre. Parsons, Williams, tries to get it out to Thripp. Hepburn pushes it to the advantage of his team. Neagle, strong stuff, Merv Neagle. Bursts his way through. Punch on by Barry Mitchell. Now a great, strong play by Smith. This is most entertaining stuff here at the MCG. And the kick out wide. If it's not a mark out there, is it a free kick to the Swans?
Yeah, it's a free kick behind play against John Law. He put the elbow out. And it really did put Bernard Tui down. Strong shepherd.
For 2 of the tough men of VFL football. Johnny Law and Bernard Tui. Tui, 50 metres from goal. Nice looking kick. It'll get the distance, it's there.
Bernard Toohey wasn't terribly confident on that occasion when he looked to be kicking for goal. He looked around for options. There weren't any there. So he's fairly haphazard in the way he approached that. Just a couple of strides and then bang from 55 metres out, but a beautiful kick. Sometimes you get onto those kicks, sometimes you don't. But he'd be a very happy man with his last 2 weeks' performances.
Swans out of the middle again. What a game. 2 points the difference. Murphy to centre half forward. Mark not taken. Williams gets onto this one. Beats a tackle. Great play, Greg Williams. And what a goal!
Well, he's starting to come into this game. On the scoreboard, at least in this quarter, it's his 2nd goal. He's also kicked a point, Greg Williams. But that was strength, the way that Williams broke that tackle on that occasion. He's not a quick player, so it wasn't quickness that got him out of trouble on this occasion. Watch this. He read that well, but the way he sidestepped, watch that. There was just no way known that North Melbourne backman was going to retard Williams because of his strength. A good goal.
Swans have kicked 4 goals in a row to hit the front.
Terrific stuff at the MCG in the last match of the season for these 2 teams. And you reckon the way they're going at it, it was the first. Another real struggle there for possession from that ruck contest. Michael Filand, bit of a desperado. Parsons and Donald McDonald at it before the umpire gets a chance to bounce it. Fiery player, Donald McDonald, and he takes it out of the ruck contest. Just gets his left foot to the ball. Kick off the ground by Higgins. Up towards half forward. Smith pulled off it. Bays, hand pass, a little sloppy. Thrips able to recover. Gets the hand pass back to Bays. Bays kicked to the front of the square. Henwood pulled off it. Free kick against young Hepburn will go to Henwood.
Yes, you could see that on that occasion. And the umpire in the right position, only 5 metres away. You can see there, Hepburn trying to retard Henwood, grabbed him by the jumper up near the collar.
Bit tiggy touch, would I thought.
Oh, no,
Well, you don't see many
I
free
would have
kicks.
played it.
15 metres from goal, directly in front. Henwood, drop punt, straight through the centre.
Now it's Sydney's turn to get back on the scoreboard and start and control this game. They're 10 points ahead. And Henwood was a very lively customer when he came on. There's a free kick just at the critical moment. He pulls him off balance. But he was a very lively customer when he came on last week at half-time. Livened up the ruck. He started in the ruck tonight, Henwood, but he's not a ruckman. He just played on enthusiasm last week. Now they've got Parsons in the ruck, and he's doing a better job.
Well, the Swans have kicked 5 goals in a row. 7-3 for the quarter. Parsons to Williams is sensational. Off to Bays. Is this another one? Bays goes in short. Toohey comes from behind. After it again, Bernard Toohey. With him is Smith. The 2 number 15s take the ball out of play. And Parsons to Williams in the centre was 100% perfect.
I was just going to compliment Parsons. I haven't seen him jump as high, but also he's starting to use a little bit of craft because he's hitting the ball with his left hand. Normally, a right hand tapper of the ball.
McDonald and Bays go for the ruck contest. Rock flips it back. Stevie Wright held around the neck. And he is an artist at that, Don, getting that free kick, isn't he?
Experienced, you call it?
Stevie Wright, drop punt kick to the 10-metre square. Schwass leaping, leaves his opponent on the ground, Murphy. And he was nearly a chance there, David Murphy. And the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. Just seconds remaining in this second quarter. And a great comeback by the Swans. Henwood and Hepburn, McDonald over the top, Schwass, Murphy close to the line. Looking for the free kick, David Murphy. The umpire's having nothing to do with it, so we'll have another boundary throw-in. Siren about to sound to end the first half. Very entertaining game here at the MCG. And Donald McDonald and Wayne Henwood having a bit of a tate-a-tate. Umpire comes in and says, off to the rooms, boys, and we'll take up opposition again in the second half.
Do you think that Donald McDonald saw Wayne Henwood handle himself last week up in Sydney against Simon Madden?
I'll tell you what, you and I would back off.
I would be, I'd know that.
Well, at half-time, Sydney lead by 10 points, and about midway through the quarter, they trailed by 30. They kicked 7 goals to 3 that quarter, and at half-time, in a very entertaining game at the MCG, the Swans 11-5-71, North 9-7-61. On the 7 network, the critically acclaimed mini-series Lonesome Dove. It's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday next week at 8:30. And if you like westerns, that should be your go. Swans back onto the arena, this time beating North Melbourne out. Let's take a look at some individual player statistics from the first half. And Bernard Toohey, who's got 4 goals to half-time, he's done it from 6 kicks and 4 marks.
And 3 of those goals came in the first quarter, and he certainly had a purple patch the last 2 weeks, Toohey kicking 12 goals.
Jose Ramiro has been prolific for North with 11 kicks and 5 handballs, but in front of goals, 2 goals, 3. Could have been better.
Well, Greg Williams, he's, as far as the averages go, he's number 2 in the VFL as far as disposals go. Number 1 is Barry Mitchell, his teammate, but he leads the VFL in handball averages. He averages about 15, and he started to come into the game in the second quarter, as you can see by the stats.
John Longmire, interesting. Look at the dashes in the second quarter. Kept right out of it after a brilliant first quarter of 8 kicks, 2 marks and 3 goals, 4.
And David Murphy, a solid player on the wing. Interesting battle. Swash was taking off, taking off that indiscriminate bump, but I thought it was a good battle between those two. And Murphy, as you can see, 14 possessions. Not a bad job for the first half.
And Peter German for North Melbourne. He had 10 possessions in the first quarter and 5 in the second quarter. Kicks and handballs is only stats. Michael Roberts has been listening to the coaches. Michael?
Well, Cole Kinnear shut up shop at half-time, and I couldn't get in, but the Swans seemed to be travelling pretty well till half-time. In the North Melbourne rooms, I didn't see John Kennedy, but Wayne Schimmelbusch, the ex-champion there, and John Law moved around the players, especially the young ones, trying to encourage them because they did lapse just before that half-time break. They want to take over in this third quarter and not wait until the last. And John Law just reminded, especially the young ones, that they've got nothing on after this, so give it everything.
Thank you, Michael. I wonder if that's a bit of a clue. John Kennedy unsighted in the rooms at half-time, but Wayne Schimmelbusch prominent.
What are you trying to read into it?
Well, it's a handshake agreement that John Kennedy has, and he's the oldest coach in football by a long way. He won't go on forever. And
Wayne Schimmelbusch, surely, what, over 300 matches in VFL football, and a tremendous player, would be a great coach. There he is there, Wayne Schimmelbusch. And to start the third term, the umpire in the centre of the MCG, Swans leading by 10 points. Look at that real test of strength there to try and come away with the football. Peter German and umpire Carey to restart once again. Parsons, Hepburn, Larkin pulled off it. Chance now for Pickering. Pickering's kick towards centre-half forward. Vacant. At centre-half forward, the ball comes through the back. Ian Roberts fumbles and now flicks it out of bounds. That could have easily been a free kick, I thought, but the umpire signalling to the boundary umpire, all clear, throw it in, please. Ian Roberts not really trying to keep the ball in play, I would have thought, but in that right forward pocket, the ruck contest, Parsons in front, over the top, McDonald, McCarthy, ball out to Ramiro. Ramiro's kick across his body didn't hook it quite far enough, and it's through for a behind. So the first score in the third quarter goes to North Melbourne, and the difference is now 9 points.
Derek Kickett now on the half-back flank for North Melbourne, picking up Terry Fripp.
Neagle into Kellett. Kellett awkward and kicks out of bounds on the full.
Ian Fairley started at centre-half forward. He's at centre-half back, picking up Mark Bays.
Free taken by German. It's punched away close to the boundary line, run out by Neagle. And we'll have a throw in close enough to goal now for North Melbourne. Bolton on Schwass now, so a change there. Parsons front position, taken by Allison, but his hand pass a bit slick and out again, even closer to the behind post. Bit of a fight on in the goal square. Carroll and McCarthy, Longmire and Carter. Who's the villain in the piece there?
Boys will be boys. In that right forward pocket for North Melbourne, and it's thumped back over the boundary line by Parsons. There's Rod Carter and John Longmire. John Longmire, who had 8 kicks in the first quarter and a big slit against his name in the second term. Ball to the front, Larkin. Can't do much with it. Filan close to him. And another boundary throw in.
What North Melbourne should do here, because Parsons is dominating that rucker. He's hitting it straight back to the boundary line, which is good play. They should play a 2-on-1 situation. One North Melbourne bloke come over to the back, bring the ball back in towards the centre, as McDonald's doing there, or attempting to.
McDonald, now a chance for young Stevens. Just gets his left foot to the ball, to the front of the square. Longmire tries to flip it out to the advantage of his smaller players. Schwass onto it. Sweeping hand pass, McDonald, standing start. Donald McDonald goes for goal, hooks the kick badly, and it's through for another behind. So North Melbourne getting no value out of their attacking moves in the early part of this third quarter.
Well, that was good play then by Schwass, because he had 2 options, and that was a magnificent raking hand pass.
Looked as though McDonald was surprised that Schwass could hand pass so far. Here's a free kick to the Swans from the kick in. Coming back to Murphy. Over centre wing he goes with the kick, but straight to Steele. Not to Stevie Wright's advantage. Steele has a player free in Rock, and he marks just forward of the wing. North having all the play. They haven't managed a goal at the start of the third quarter as yet. All the Swans here, Parsons with all the height. And he certainly made a difference since he came on at quarter time. Not a bad contribution from a player named as an emergency. Mark Bayes marks at centre wing. Round onto his left boot, sprints away from Fairley. Long to full forward, Toohey from behind. Smith in front. Schwass, clever tap across. Intercepted by Thripp. Well played by Thripp. To Bolton, in a hurry. Williams, inside 50. He was going to play on with that and thought better of it. And now he goes to a player who's found space, and the mark's taken by Mitchell. That's poor defence by North, and Mitchell has it 35 metres from goal.
He's one of those tiny players, isn't he, Barry Barry Mitchell, who you wouldn't think would be a league footballer, but he must have tremendous heart, because he hasn't got a big frame, but he certainly puts the body in.
McDonald benched for missing that easy goal. On comes Sean Smith. Mitchell goes for goal. Just away to the left, I fancy, for a behind. His first score for the night.
Well, players not getting much value really from shots at goal. 3 behinds, the first scoring shots, 2 to North Melbourne, 1 to the Swans. The kick in nearly marked by Bryce. Hepburn can't get out, neither can Bryce. Umpire sees that tackle as illegal, and Bryce will take the free kick at half-back for North Melbourne. Looking for someone out wide to kick it to, and it's effective too, because Steele has doubled back and takes the mark behind Stevie Wright. Play on now, and Steele is forced to kick high. A poor kick, really, but a good mark taken by German, who's judged it pretty well. German kicks quickly towards centre-half forward. Nice mark taken by Carroll over the top of McCarthy, and he's just done pretty well at half-back on John McCarthy. The kick by Murphy is too wide there for Parsons, and it goes over the boundary line for another throw-in. Murphy has had 10 kicks and 6 hand passes. His performance has been reasonable on centre wing. Hepburn in front. Parsons gets the tap out to Mitchell. He overruns it. Pickering goes after it again, but it's held in by young Barry Mitchell.
Interesting move with McDonald going off. His replacement, Sean Smith, has gone to centre-half forward. A very manoeuvrable player, so he'll try and run Kellett around the centre-half back.
Oh, Williams, clean possession. Goes back to Neagle. Over the wing with his kick. Spoiled by Steele, who's had a good few minutes in this third quarter. Thripp. Good kick round the corner. Almost a mark to Bayes. Flipped out well to right. Caught by Kickett. Loses it in the tackle. And the umpire said, holding the man.
Should have been play on. If a tackle forces the ball free, my interpretation is that it's play on.
Well, we'll watch this now. So he was holding the man because he didn't have the ball.
Well, the tackle might have lasted, what, a millisecond too long?
You retarded the player, I think, Drew.
Dead set had the ball when he started to apply the tackle. Man on the mark here, but 30 metres from goal. Stevie Wright kicks well. Oh, hasn't made it. Still in the field of play. There's a kick for goal. Right on the line. It goes against the goalpost for another behind.
Ten points, the Swans lead, the same as it was at half-time. Ross Smith, nice looking kick out towards half-back. Bryce and Henwood. Umpire will call for a ball up. It's just wide of centre half forward, about 70 metres, or not quite 70, about 65 metres from the Swans' goal. Good punch away by Hepburn. Roberts gets the hand pass back to Neagle, and Neagle again, a good kick across his body, gathers 40 metres towards half forward. John Law, sweeping hand pass to Kickett, and a good pick-up by Kickett. The left foot kick towards a vacant half forward flank. The race is on. Higgins flips it out of bounds. Was that an attempt to keep the ball in? I wouldn't have thought so. Umpire calls for a boundary throw in. North Melbourne fans looking a little anxious. Their team trails by 10 points. We've got just under 17 minutes left in the third quarter. The ball comes to Teal. He gets the hand pass to Higgins. Higgins with the right foot, his unnatural kicking foot, and a great mark taken by Law in front of the pack when there was real danger. Law's kick back towards half forward. No mark taken. It comes to the back. Neagle, a good possession. A hand pass. Stevens gets through some heavy traffic. Gets the hand pass out. Sean Smith is on the ground for North Melbourne. Kick into the pocket is too far. It's out of bounds on the full. The free kick will go to the Swans to be taken by Dennis Carroll.
Carroll to the outer side. Murphy climbs. Did he get first touch or Longmire in front? It's Longmire. John Longmire kept right out of it in the second quarter after a brilliant first term. But he's kicked 3 goals 4. It's the first time he's touched it since quarter time. Lead by McCarthy ignored. Longmire can kick very, very long. This is long but offline. And out of bounds on the full. So Neagle will take the free kick into play for the Swans. Huge pack out there. Comes to the back. Williams first there. His little soccer doesn't cover much distance. Bayes keeps it going. Ramiro does well. Caught in the tackle. Loses it to Murphy. Murphy gets the hand pass away. Intercepted. Pressure in there. It's hot. Williams gets rid of it in a hurry. Kellett. And it's gathered out there by Pickering, who's pulled off his kick. And we'll have a throw-in.
That was good harassment then by Greg Williams. I saw him chase Gary O'Donnell last week. If there is a fault in Greg Williams' game, he's not a very defensive player, a very offensive player, but it's good to see him starting to work on that side of his game, the defensive side.
Hepburn and Parsons. Parsons gets to the front. Sean Smith flips it out. Neagle, good defender all night. Merv Neagle, hand pass over the top to Higgins. Higgins kicked to a vacant centre half forward position. Coming out was Ross Smith overrunning it. Filan, a wild kick into the forward line in front of Henwood. It goes over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in about 35 metres around from the Swans goal as their interchange players warm up. Henwood now doing the ruck work in that forward pocket, opposed by Bryce. Youth versus the strength. Ball comes to the back. Fairley just gets a kick to it. Outside 50 metres, Bolton. Well tackled by Schwass. John Law picks the ball up, but he goes over the boundary line. So I'll have another throw in just outside 50 metres. And with 14 minutes left in this third quarter, the Swans hanging on to a slender lead. German. Attempted kick. And nothing done with it. A free kick against Stevie Wright by the look of it. Umpire Snedden indicating that it'll go back to the North Melbourne wingman, Wayne Schwass.
No goals at the start of this third quarter. 10 points the difference. It's tight but scrappy at the moment. Comes to the back to Ramiro, who delivers a fantastic hand pass to German on the run. He approaches 50. Pokes it in short. Larkin's there. Beaten for height. McCarthy. Oh, he tried to get the hand pass to Longmire. Goes back now to Rock. Rock slips 35 metres from goal. Larkin going away from goal. A big wide arc. Left footer to the goal square. Great goal.
He's a good player, Matthew Larkin.
He's certainly got a lot of toe over the first couple of yards, Matthew Larkin. He is deceptive. He's got very, very big thighs, very thick from in the lower part of the body, from the hips down. And that's where he gets a tremendous acceleration and strength. That was just strength that got him away, but what magnificent skill to go onto the left foot as he did then, because he is normally a right foot kid.
Great goal by Larkin, pulls North Melbourne to within 4 points. Halfway through the third term, Bays gets it back. Ellison, hand pass, Ramiro just gets away from Teal, and the mark is taken by Larkin on centre wing as Ramiro and Teal have a dust-up behind play. The kick by Larkin towards centre-half forward. Ian Roberts gathers well. Hand pass to Bolton, on to Williams. Slick hand pass. Neagle's on the end of it. Neagle's kick, he's dropped after he kicks it towards centre-half forward. Ross Smith, but the umpire's picked a free kick out of it, and it looks as though it may go back to Darren Steele at centre-half back for North Melbourne. Neagle directing traffic across the centre for the Swans, but the ball will go back to the centre-half back position for North Melbourne, and the kick to Steele. Steele now, kick high towards centre wing. No mark. Ellison flips it to the advantage of Larkin. Beautiful hand pass. Good shepherd by Ellison. German kick into the forward pocket. Rock outside 50 towards full forward. Longmire hand pass. Stevens, is this a goal? No. The youngster misses badly to the left.
Well, Anthony Stevens started on the half-back line. Now he's on the half-forward line, as you see, being picked up by Leon Higgins. Came from the Shepparton area, actually. He played the last 4 games and was recommended to North Melbourne by Xavier Tanner, a former champion centreman.
Dennis Carroll straight up the centre, and Greg Williams had got behind the bunch to take the mark. On quickly to Bolton. Bolton tucks it under the armpit and goes. A bounce. Clears away from them. His left footer. Full back to... taken by Paul Bryce. Feeds out the hand pass to Steele.
Oh, tackle.
Top tackle. Steele comes back to it. Flips it out to Bryce. Bryce in a hurry to half-back flank. Fairley's been moved from attack to defence. Well, this quarter started scrappily, but is starting to pick up the tempo now. Larkin's had a good few moments, but it's seen out by Williams, and we'll have a throw-in.
Certainly was some hot stuff then, wasn't there?
What a magnificent tackle in the goal square.
There's some really good stuff there. 11 minutes left in the third term. Bays does the ruck work. Williams, hand pass back to Bolton. Bolton, left foot kick into the pocket. And another good mark taken by Bryce. This time he decides to kick it. And kick it he does to kick it. In the opposite back pocket. Hand pass off to Smith. Smith now. Poor kick. Gathered by Murphy. Short pass is good, and Teal takes the mark. Poor defensive work by the Kangaroos.
It was a good thing that Scott Teal was in front, because his teammates on the full forward line are not. Henwood and Toohey, or Robert Teal, Scott being his brother, playing at Hawthorn Reserve, in the Hawthorn Reserve grade team. But the full forward line not in front for the Sydney Swans. So Toohey and Henwood will have to lift their game.
Robert Teal has already kicked 1 goal, 13 possessions. From 35 metres directly in front. Makes no mistake. Second goal to Robert Teal.
Well, that gives Sydney just that little bit of breathing space. The game is nowhere near over. They've still got to work very, very hard. But Teal has been a bonus for the Sydney Swans this year. Could not break into that strong Hawthorn side. Played a lot of games in their reserve grade team, but has been a useful contributor. He's played nearly all the games this year and kicked 15 goals.
An even third quarter. The Swans now leading by 9 points after they'd led by 10 at half-time. Greg Williams, the hand pass to Bays. He gathers the bouncing ball well, throws it out in front. Schwass is there to soccer away. Bays leads the chase. And Schwass got one in the face there from Bays. Ball's gone out.
North Melbourne about to make a change. Scholl warming up on the interchange bench.
Parsons and Hepburn. Neither touched it. Helped on by Bays. Chopped off by Fairley. The kick to centre wing. Good gather by McCarthy, who's clipped round the ears by Higgins, and will take a free kick. So a couple of North players seeing stars at the moment. John McCarthy, torpedo punt 60 metres inside half forward. Helped up the ground there. Good football by Stevens, but it's chopped off in the Swans' defence. Kick out wide towards the boundary line. Murphy and Allison, and the ball out.
It was well anticipated then by Nagel to mop up behind play, as everybody and I did expect the ball to go back towards the Sydney goal, but well done, Merv Nagel.
Swans by 9 points. Sean Smith, Stevie Wright gets it from the ruck knockout. Out towards centre wing. Pickering goes back. Composed. A little left foot chip, and McCarthy takes the mark wide of centre.
And Kickett going off, and Scholl coming on for North Melbourne.
And look at John McCarthy's face, where I think Leon Higgins may have made contact there. A lot of redness. McCarthy's kick up towards full forward. It clears the pack. Kick off the ground by Larkin. Goes over the boundary line for throw-in the right forward pocket for North Melbourne, and a chance for the Kangaroos to score.
Derek Kickett, disappointing. 5 possessions.
This doesn't seem to give enough, does he?
He won the Sandover by 16 votes and only lost it because he'd been suspended. But he streeted them.
Sean Smith and Callett. Smith throws himself on the football. Not rewarded for the effort. The ball comes clear. No, Schwass keeps it in. Thrip, Schwass dives on it again. Bays. And well done, Wayne Schwass. And that's the sort of thing that you have to do if you're having a pretty ordinary night. Schwass's statistics aren't all that impressive personally, but he really worked hard to keep the ball at centre half forward for his side. Murphy, Williams, and he's caught with the ball again by Schwass. Ellison out to Pickering. Pickering from a standing start into the pocket. Longmire.
That was well done by the youngster. Showed a lot of experience on that occasion. The man-to-man tussle. And push Carter out at the critical time. Watch this. Well done. Let him under the ball. Not so much a push, but let him under the ball. Drop back. Good stuff.
Distance not a problem. Accuracy. Kicks it across the face and through for another behind. He's kicked 3 goals, 5, John Longmire. And just a little bit more accuracy, and he could have been the leading goal scorer of the night.
Well, actually, that's his first score since quarter time.
Good mark taken by Carroll. Another main offender for North is Romero with 2 goals, 4. Between Longmire and Romero, they've kicked 5 goals, 9. Mitchell, lightning hand pass. Fireland. Higgins. Up to half forward already, the Swans. McCarthy uses his body well and fists away towards the boundary line for a throw-in. Margin 8 points. Swans lead. Kangaroos jumped out early. They led by 16 points at quarter time and by 22 early in the second quarter. The Swans have come back. Williams, a great hand pass to Fireland, who cut through them like a knife. To full forward. Henwood with a sit. Couldn't take the mark. Socket away by Smith, who's kept Toohey pretty quiet since he got 4 goals early on.
Actually, there's 2 trainers, North Melbourne trainers, on the 50-metre line. I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking for a contact lens, because they're certainly not attending to trainers. There they are. So they're obviously looking for something.
That's probably the answer. Rock gets a hand pass under pressure. Larkin's had a good third quarter. Approaches half-back flank. Up to centre wing. Good kick. Beautiful kick. Hepburn.
Was a great kick. German. Oh, the hand pass is intercepted. Murphy's hand pass was intercepted. Oh, the kick has been smothered and the ball is still on centre wing. Now Murphy gets it out to Wright. Wright's hand pass has been touched off it. Larkin. Hepburn. Now it comes back to young Stevens, and he does pretty well to break the tackle. Stevens kicked to a vacant half-forward area. Now the ball is punched further forward. Swooping on it is Bolton. Bolton's right foot kick to within goal-scoring distance for the Swans. It goes over the back. Now Smith's under pressure. He holds the ball in well, though, Ross Smith, when he was outnumbered 2-1 with Mitchell and Toohey there for the Swans. The ball will be bounced about 35 to 40 metres from the Swans' goal. Sydney lead by 8 points in the dying stages of this third quarter. Rock punches it out towards the boundary line. Teal gets the kick back towards centre half forward. Oh, nearly a great mark to Thrip. The ball comes towards Law, but interception is by Bays. Bays shoots for goal and puts it through.
Well, he's starting to mature as a player, Mark Bays. A little bit of consistency. He's played 100 games. Tonight's his 100th game. And he's holding down a very responsible position, and that is the centre-half forward position. He is one player that will figure prominently this year in Sydney's Best and Fairest award. He started his career, or this year, as a centre-half back, but with confidence has moved up to that very difficult position at centre-half forward and doing well.
14-point lead all of a sudden now to the Sydney Swans, right out of the middle, up towards centre-half forward. Defensive mark is taken down there by Scholl. Bit of height, this boy. Straight up the centre of the ground. Larkin couldn't take the mark. Comes back at it, though. Oh, Matthew Larkin, well played to recover. And he gets it for a third time. The hand pass behind Bryce. And Bryce legs his opponent. And the free kick quickly taken by Teal. Henwood at half forward. And he takes a chest mark. Almost looks as though he'll burst the air out of the ball. Up to Williams, who shepherds off. Oh, well, he only did it for the opposition. And it's taken here by Stevens. Centre wing. Larkin in everything. Law. Centering kick. McCarthy has a break. Needs the bounce. Great gather. Gets the hand pass away to German. North looking a bit better here. Oh, German ran into trouble. Carroll got him. Neagle gets the hand pass to Mitchell. Off to Higgins. That looked promising for North. Henwood bowled over by Larkin. Picked up by Law. Kicked by Law close to the boundary line. And I think the players will be pretty happy for this to go out so they can take a breather.
He challenges them. He challenged them, doesn't he, Henwood? He got the ball. He saw Larkin. He said, now take me on.
Half forward flank for North Melbourne. Boundary throw in. Kick by Mitchell back towards centre wing. Pretty crude tackle on Greg Williams. And the Swans centre man takes the free kick. He's kicked towards centre half forward. Good punch from behind. Ramiro's a chance. Showed courage, Jose Ramiro. The ball rebounds to Bolton. He just gets his right foot to the ball. Up towards half forward. Good gather by Bryce. Bryce's kick about 35 metres into the centre. At the back, Hepburn. Good flip over to Smith. Smith towards full forward. Longmire. Down goes Neagle. Poor effort by Longmire. Neagle takes the free kick. Plays on quickly. Kicks it wide towards the members' half-back flank area. Mitchell, down he goes. German, the tackler. Higgins recovers well. Gets the right foot to the ball. Kicks it to the vacant half-forward area. Bryce. Down he comes on Murphy. And he knocks that Swans player over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in half-forward for the Sydney Swans.
Well, Michael Roberts has found out who lost that contact lens. It's Ian Fairley, and he'll have a lot of trouble adjusting because his eyes would be accustomed to a contact lens. Now it's out. He's got one in, one out, and it'd be very hard to judge the ball.
Filan gets out a good hand pass. Mitchell. Henwood from the back. Comes to the front to Bays, who snapped a goal earlier on. This one will be close as well if it bounces right. Smith back there for North. And with the aid of a Shepherd, gets out of defence. Smith no one to kick to, so he goes for the wing. Open spaces. A sprint on. Bolton first back there. Almost loses it in the tackle. Gets the hand pass away, and now it's the Swans' chance. Murphy, inside 50 goes to Mitchell. Oh, good mark by McCarthy getting back there. Ramiro. Little Jose, what a mark that was.
Terrific stuff. And if the Northerners need any inspiration, that little fellow should have given it to them.
Free kick.
Out towards centre wing, Ramiro's kick. And the marking contest, umpire picks a free kick out to Kellett. Kellett kicks it back towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Fairley gathers the ball pretty well. Kick across his body out towards centre wing. Swooping on it is Stevens. Oh, he leaves it behind for Bolton. And Bolton kicks it back towards half forward. No mark taken. Bays gets the hand pass back to Mitchell. Mitchell into the forward pocket. Overrunning it is Bryce. Henwood. Interception by Law. He goes after it again, the captain, and he flips it out over the boundary line. And Darren Steele gives it back to the boundary umpire.
And Sean Smith has come up from the centre half forward position for North Melbourne. He's been replaced by Donald McDonald.
And that's three-quarter time. A 14-point lead to the Sydney Swans, 13-7 to 10 goals 11. Looking for Ian Fairley's contact lens. You played in contact lenses, didn't you, Doc?
I can advise those men give up because you'll never find it. In actual fact, I played with 2 in the one eye. I had one in there. I didn't know. You know, it does. You know, you do lose it in your eye.
Still wouldn't have helped you though.
Well, anyway, it's finally surfaced after about 6 months. It finally came down, but it got lodged somewhere deep in the eye, and I just could not find it. But yes, they're a frustrating thing, contact lenses, but they're a necessity when you've got bad eyes, bad eyesight.
Well, Michael Roberts down on the boundary. How close did you get, Michael?
Well, Ian Fairley will have to play the last quarter with only one lens. He hasn't got a spare, and they haven't found it, I must assure you of that. John Kennedy demanded 30 minutes of effort, move the ball quickly and knock it on at all costs. Cole Kinnear said they must finish off on a good note. The lift must come within, and they must run off the back line a bit more in this last quarter.
Last quarter of football for the season for both these teams. Sydney Swans 7th on the ladder, North Melbourne 9th. If North can get up and win, they can be level with Swans on matches won for the season, 10 each, but would still be behind on percentage.
McCarthy now at centre-half back for North Melbourne. Longmire at centre-half forward. Carter still picking him up.
Swans leading by 14 points. First goal will be pretty vital here. Chased by German. Flips the ball back to Rock. Longmire well up the ground. Good kick by Longmire on the turn. Parsons back there in defence. He's spoiled. Ramiro at the foot of the pack. Ball won't come out of there. A ball up.
And this should be a great last quarter because these guys will not have another sniff of this football for another 6 months.
It was a good little go, that Jose Ramiro.
He's got a big future.
14 kicks and 6 hand passes, and has kicked a couple of goals. Not all that accurate tonight. Parsons gets the punch out. Rock. Good chasing by Filan. Rock is caught and dumped over the boundary line by Higgins. So we'll have a boundary throw in about 55 metres from the North Melbourne goal. And Filan and Rock still haven't finished their altercations. The boundary umpire goes on with play. Kellett. Schwass. Hand pass out to Ramiro. Ramiro's left foot kick towards full forward. It goes over the back. McDonald off the ground. Kicks the goal. No, misses to the left. Donald McDonald has kicked 2 behinds. And gee, that could have given North Melbourne something to fire them up in this last quarter. Kick in by Dennis Carroll to the members' side. Punch away. Good play, Hepburn. Back he goes to Pickering. Pickering out to German. German wide at half forward. Kick into the goal square. There's a mark. Great mark taken by McDonald.
It was a freak mark. It was in no position to even get that ball.
Well, Donald McDonald, he's a lively customer. One sometimes questions the area in which he uses his aggression. But here he is with a chance to pull North Melbourne right back into this game. Early in the last term. A drop punt kick looks pretty good from here. He's happy.
Donald McDonald now playing at that full forward position. Now Carter's gone back to pick him up now, so they've switched Kellett out to that centre-half forward, centre-half back position, Sydney. But Donald McDonald's one of those players, even when he was in the seconds before he made his debut, that he promised a lot, but he just never has quite delivered. He's played quite a few games in the seconds this year, but a player that should deliver but just doesn't.
Margin back to 7 points. Hepburn out of the middle. Kick covers no distance. Fripp for the Swans. High to half forward. 2 North players to punch down. Taken by Parsons, playing the role of a rover. He gets knocked over. German, good hand pass out to Scholl. Scholl goes back defensively. Gets the hand pass away. Hepburn to Rock. Rock playing his first senior game this year. What a pass, but it bounces off McCarthy. Gathered by Schwass. Breaks a tackle. Needs to break a couple more. Comes back to Rock, who's been prominent this quarter. Pops it high to the goal square. Oh, and it's rushed through by Neagle, or out of bounds actually, into the behind post for throwing.
Sydney will really have to start and apply themselves because North Melbourne are not out of this game. They just need one more, and they're starting to play with that enthusiasm, and they could be in trouble, Sydney, if they don't watch it.
Well, it's been a great game right from the opening bounce. Chance now for Ramiro. German from a standing start. The left foot kick into the pockets. A mark to Longmire. No, play on. Longmire struggling hard. Tapped over the boundary line by Kellett. And perhaps he didn't quite have control of the ball there, Don.
Well, he's a little bit fortunate because Merv Nagel was coming in to spoil, but Nagel ran into a teammate of Longmire, and he really shouldn't have dropped that, but he didn't know the pressure that was around him.
Goes out the back. Carroll. Beautiful long kick by Carroll, but judging it pretty well in the centre is John Law. So Law will put North Melbourne back into attack inside their 50-metre line. Oh, knocks Longmire in the face. German can't break away. Carroll can. Little chip kick, finds Teal, and the Swans are now into attack. Teal's kick towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Toohey over the top of Smith. And Ross Smith very disappointed with himself. Toohey a chance to kick his 5th.
There's a good battle between these two number 15s. Incidentally, they're both very determined halfbacks, but Toohey's at full forward tonight.
Toohey shot for goal. He'll carry the pack. It's home.
Gee, that was another magnificent kick by Toohey, but I wonder what Bayes was doing or what was in his mind on that occasion, because he went for the fly. I thought he was attempting a mark. Maybe he was going to crash into the pack to push the ball through. If he had done that, I suppose he could have, well, infringed, because he really wouldn't have been going for the ball. But there it is, a strong mark by Toohey.
"13 points the difference after the goal by Toohey. Oh, straight through McCarthy. Brilliant play. Hand pass astray. Fumble by Nagel, giving North another chance. Whipped out of there by Stevens. Socket away by Ramiro. Carroll, good hand pass. Great hand pass. Bolton to Filan. Back to Bolton. Loses it in the tackle. Oh, and the umpire said holding the ball. That's another one. And both times I think Swass has been unlucky. Bolton with his kick.
Ball
It's got to
coming
come back.
Yes, it's amazing. I honestly thought that the interpretation when the tackle forces the ball to run free, that it's called play on. Oh, blowed if I know. So Bolton, a determined-looking David Bolton, with the ball defensive side of centre, will put the Swans into attack. Left foot kick covers 55 metres, but a good mark taken by young Scholl at centre half back for North Melbourne. Kicks the ball high towards the outer wing. North Melbourne a chance there. Williams is caught, gets the hand pass away. Pickering goes after it again and gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy to Stevens, and North Melbourne back up towards the 50-metre line. The kick gets caught in that bog, and Kellett knocks it away from fairly over the boundary line, so we'll have a throw in about 60 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
Pretty tough for Fairley. He was caught in the bog and couldn't see.
Longmire. Parsons to the front. Higgins. Ramiro. Gets onto it quickly. Jose Ramiro towards centre half forward. It's a good-looking kick. And Rock takes the mark outside 50. Looking to play on is Anthony Rock, but now elects to go back and have a bit of a look at the setup up forward.
18 possessions, first senior game for the year.
Not bad. Another youngster for North Melbourne going for the torpedo punt kick.
Oh.
And he gets onto it and thumps it through for a behind. Two straight goals the difference. And the fans have been pretty well entertained this evening. Nagel kicks to the members' side.
Not a great kick by Nagel, but it's gathered by Higgins, who turned the wrong way and is caught holding the ball. That tackle could nearly have been too high, but this time the umpire pays the tackler. To Allison. Short pass into Hepburn.
Now, he could kick this, Mark Hepburn, being the left footer. He is a magnificent kick of the football.
And a straight kick will put North within a kick. He'll be inside the 50 when he lets it go. Oh, it's a beauty. Yes. Oh, touched right on the line. It was a centimetre short. Hepburn's first score for the night. Swans need to hang on here. 11 points the margin. Kick by Neagle. At the back, Larkin doesn't reach him. Comes to Filand, who does well. Larkin gets him in the tackle. Roberts out wide. Murphy. Teal. Kick by Teal to centre half forward. Henwood.
Oh, good mark, good lead. He was going as Teal gathered the ball. Good lead by Henwood.
Henwood, long kick. It's going to roll through. Oh, no, great mark by Tui. No.
You've got to pay that mark.
It's not paid. It's through from behind. Tui should have let it go. Maybe he didn't realise that the goal square was clear.
Oh, I think he brought that to
control it.
ground.
No, I wouldn't have paid it, but that's the way the umpire saw it. Smith will do the kicking in for North Melbourne and pretty well goes straight up the ground, just wide of centre half back. The ball at the rear, great gather by Murphy. Sure as you like, hands and foot. Right, goes for goal and puts it through.
That is inspiring play. What David Murphy did on that centre wing on that occasion to run straight at the ball, and it's good to see the teammates going back and acknowledging that effort, because that is really inspiring stuff, especially in the last quarter. Watch this. He just ducked the head, body behind it, across to right, and Wright has had a good night up on that forward line. His second, Stevie Wright.
Now 3 goals the difference. Tough for North Melbourne. Down goes Murphy in the centre of the ground. He set up that last goal. Steele, desperate. On all fours is Bays. Oh, McCarthy tried to hack it off the ground. The umpire comes in and will ball it up. Swans have had accuracy tonight, 15-8. North haven't, 11-14. Actually, North have had 25 scoring shots to 23, but trail by 3 goals.
Parsons, kick out by Rock, finds German. German goes on to Pickering. North Melbourne back into attack there, not to be denied. Up towards full forward. Gathered by Stevens. He's caught with the ball, but he gets the hand pass out. Here's a goal coming up to Ramiro into an open goal. 3rd goal for Jose.
And here Roberts behind play, hanging his head, blaming himself because Ramiro's his man, but he was involved a little earlier in play. It was a good effort then by the Sydney defenders to try to spoil the North Melbourne forwards, but it was fairly across to Ramiro. And as we said, a player with a bright future, Ramiro. His 3rd goal, but he's kicked also 3 points for the night.
So great game here at the MCG. The last one, season 1989 for both of these sides. Allison, great gather in the centre. Brett Allison, left foot kick towards centre half forward. The bouncing ball, out comes Carter. Gets his kick away. And to the safety of the boundary line, we'll have a throw in at half-back for the Sydney Swans.
Gee, it's good to see backmen back themselves like that. We've seen Ross Smith do it down the other end, and then it was Carter's turn. That's terrific stuff.
Entertaining game all night. Clears the 2 ruckmen. Rock has had a good last quarter. Ramiro's been great all night. Gets it away to Larkin. Running out of room. His left footer, a centering kick. Chance for North here. Comes to the back of the pack. North 2-1. Longmire fumbles. Fairley gathers. Kick smothered well. German goes back with a hand pass. Oh, and Longmire gets into the back of an opponent. North didn't need that then. And he's given away the free kick. And Dennis Carroll not too happy with Peter German as he comes up to take the free kick. 14 minutes remaining in the season for both these clubs. Carroll. Oh, Williams! Sensational mark. Gets it off quickly to Filand. Filand doubling back. On the turn up towards centre wing, or just over the wing. Bays tries to punch on. Sprint on for this one. Fripp was there. Scholl gathers for North. Steele, great hand pass. McCarthy on the burst. Took his eyes off it. Comes up with it, though. John McCarthy, spectacular football. Long to full forward. No mark. Neagle in his 200th game. Stevens goes in to dispossess him, but the umpire's blown the whistle, and he might have seen a free kick here to the Swans.
Rubbish football. Neagle should have been penalised for not moving it on. finishes up with the free kick, kicks it out wide towards centre wing, and now another bit of fortunate umpiring there for the Swans. The free kick will go to Murphy. Plays on quickly, as he usually does, David Murphy. Beautiful kick towards centre half forward. Punch away by McCarthy. At the fall of the ball. Strong stuff by Schwass. Gets the ball back to Hepburn. Hepburn's caught. Now a chance for Thripp. Oh, that could have been a free kick to Terry Thripp. Umpire, let's play go on. The kick wide. Larkin keeps his footing and does it pretty well. He's dragged off the ball by Higgins. The ball runs free to Rock. Rock runs into his own man. Just gets his left foot to the ball. Neagle, did that cover the required distance? Umpire falls over behind play. Neagle's kick towards half forward and a strong mark taken by Hepburn. Kicks it out towards the centre wing area. Larkin plays on from centre half back. He runs around Parsons ever so easily. Larkin up towards 50-metre line. No mark taken. The ball near Ian Roberts. Now Kellett gets it out towards Teal. Teal at half back. Gets it off to Higgins. Higgins' kick. Lucks a fortune. Lands with Murphy. Murphy off to Wright. Wright onto the left, onto the right. Now the high kick by Wright towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Roberts. Sweeping hand pass. Williams. He's caught, but he goes after it again. Bays. A real struggle at centre half forward. Roberts again gets the hand pass out. Bolton's caught by Schwass. And the umpire eventually picks a free kick out. It'll go to Wayne Schwass.
This is riveting pressure football.
Well, Schwass has been looking for a free kick for a tackle all night. Smith out towards the outer wing. Romero, Carroll climbs on top of him to punch down. It's all the Swans in front. Higgins with a burst of speed. Loses control of it though. Pickering. Bowled over by Carroll. Crowd calling for a free kick. Toohey into Carroll. Not a bad kick. Henwood uses the body. No whistle for that. Teal goes back. Snapped by Mitchell. Across the face of goal. And through for a behind.
I thought a Henwood could have infringed on that occasion, but the umpire obviously disregarding the whistle now, adding to the spectacle of the game, and umpires usually do that. Let the game flow.
13 points the difference, so it's 2 goals, 1. It could be a vital point. Under 11 minutes left.
Ross Smith kicks to the members' wing. Poor kick. Bolt. Great mark. Plays on towards centre half forward. Little short. Good pick up by Wright. Hand pass out in front of Teal. Onto the left foot goes Robert Teal. Snapshot for goal. Is okay.
Well, Robert Teal, his 3rd goal, and that's his 2nd snap from in that vicinity. He did one earlier in the 2nd quarter when he went onto his right foot, a high sky ball. On that occasion, he went onto his left foot and it was a high ball. And we watch this on replay. Stevie Wright involved again. I haven't seen Stevie Wright move so well for quite a few weeks. And there's the high ball from Robert Teal, his 3rd goal.
Well, is that the final nail for North Melbourne? I wouldn't think so. There's time left, over 10 minutes left. Rock gets the hand pass away. Up by Stevens to full forward. Clears the pack. It'll go through for a score.
Oh, the umpire just not quite in the right position, because I think Kellett had his left hand on the North Melbourne forward's shoulder, which would have been a free kick had the umpire noticed it.
3 straight kicks the difference. Carroll kicks in. Gaps closed by Larkin. Oh, but Higgins recovered beautifully. Gets the hand pass away to Greg Williams, who was tagged pretty well earlier in the game, but got plenty of possessions just the same. Williams actually 23 touches. Bays keeps it low. Teal might do it again. Goes for goal and kicks another one.
Well, what a beautiful kick off the boot. I wonder if it really did deviate, because it looked as if it was going from right to left and just at the last moment snuck in. But a good kick. Here it is, the build-up. Bays at centre wing. He is a magnificent kicker, the footballer, this fellow. Look at that. There's Teal by himself. That went right to left and just got in.
Mark Bays, 18 kicks and 6 hand passes, 10 marks and 2 goals. Great effort from centre half forward. Hepburn, Pickering. Free kick being picked out of it. It's going to the Swans to be taken by Phelan. And Filan, 6 kicks and 12 hand passes. Doesn't mess around. Kicks it wide. Williams. Hand pass over the top to Parsons. The lumbering ruckman gets the hand pass wide to Thripp. He backs himself. Good tackle, McCarthy. Bays onto the left foot. In towards full forward, and a great mark to Mitchell.
What a magnificent mark by the little fellow. And Barry Mitchell, in the last 2 weeks, has kicked 6 points. He hasn't kicked a goal for 2 weeks, but has kicked 6 points, so accuracy could be a problem.
Well, I think the most important thing with 8.5 minutes left is that the Swans have possession on their full forward line. Mitchell from 20 metres out directly in front. No mistake.
And as I said, he has had a run of outs on the scoreboard. Couldn't find the big sticks for 2 weeks. He's kicked 6 points and he's finally got on the scoreboard, and a good mark on that occasion. Just a little bit better the judgment over Peter German. And really couldn't have missed from there, or he shouldn't have missed anyway.
Eight minutes 20 left on the clock. 5 goals the difference. And all of a sudden the Swans have opened up a pretty big lead. But it's been very tight all night and most entertaining. Taken by Stevens for North. He pumps them forward, out towards the pocket. Fairley, who lost a contact lens earlier in the night and can hardly see. Out of defence by the Swans. Oh, dive by Stevens, couldn't quite mark. Flips it through the legs of Bolton to Schwass. But Schwass can't keep it in. Some titanic struggles these two have had in the last 5 years. And 8 of their last 10 meetings have been decided by 15 points or less. And the Swans will be happy to see the ball out. And Parsons, who came on at quarter time, named as an emergency but replaced Barling in the selected side, has been a tower of strength for the Sydney Swans.
Well, it's been a very entertaining game. The Swans, who are 7th, and North Melbourne, who are 9th. Nothing really in it for the desperation that they're showing. The kick there by Pickering. And it goes over the boundary line on the full, so the free kick will be taken by Ian Roberts. Just reiterating that neither side can gain much, but a bit of pride perhaps. And they've gone at it hammer and tong all night. Kick by Roberts out towards the wing, gathered by Pickering. Tackle by Thripp. And in the back, according to the umpire, so the free kick will be taken by Terry Thripp. And he doesn't mess around. He kicks the Swans up towards half forward. John Law's under pressure, but he does it pretty well, the captain, and he gets the hand pass back to McCarthy. McCarthy's kick out towards the wing. Stevens, good punch by Neagle from behind, and it goes over the boundary line for throw-in. So with just under 7 minutes left, the Swans lead by 30 points.
He has done very, very well on his 200th move, Neagle, as has Mark Bays at centre-half forward for the Swans.
McDonald against Parsons. Comes down to Filan. Is unloaded pretty quickly. Teal's kicked 2 goals in this last quarter. His kick inside half forward. Smith charged straight at it. Comes to Bays. Snapped by Bays is offline. And brings up a behind.
Did he see Henwood in the goal square by himself? Obviously not.
Big night. 10 marks. 20 kicks to Mark Bays.
Great effort. I'm sure we all like to see skillful players like Bays playing at their best. Steele out towards half back on that outer side. Henwood tries a big thump. Here's a chance again for Bays, but he's well pinned in there by Rock. Johnny Law's in there striving hard for his side. Rock gets it out somehow. The left foot kick into the centre. Nearly the mark to McCarthy. A kick from mid-air by Thripp. Nearly a mark to Henwood. Filan there. Scholl looking for the free kick. The umpire will come in and bounce. At centre half forward for the Swans, about 55 to 60 metres from their goal. They lead by 31 points. Parsons gets the tap out. Filan doing the tackling, and he holds it in pretty well as young Rock picks himself up from the MCG turf. So we'll have another bounce, very adjacent to the previous bounce. Parsons again gets the tap out. Williams, well tackled by Schwass. The ball comes out to Allison, gets it to German. German from a standing start. The mark taken by Hepburn, off to Stevens, into full forward, and a mark to Longmire. So not too many cheers coming from the North Melbourne fans, who only moments ago would have given their team some sort of a chance of winning this match. John Longmire now from 40 metres. A long drop punt kick. Not a bad looking kick by John Longmire, and it's a goal.
He is a player with a lot of talent. He's only 18 years of age, Longmire. And I suppose it is asking a lot for a player to play up forward or to come down from the country with the reputation that he did have and perform at the age of 17. He made his debut last year. He's only 18 now, but then again, I suppose once you go over that white line on the football field, you are counted as a man, and you've just got to measure up. But he's had a good night, despite being quiet in the last couple of quarters.
4 3/4 minutes remaining. Rock takes the ball defensively, gets the hand pass back, and that's Scholl up towards half forward. Neagle gets the hand pass forward to Parsons. Back to Higgins. Beautiful left footer to Bayes, who gets another mark. Mark number 11. Bayes goes wide with his kick. What a butler! And a diving mark by Toohey. Couldn't see a ball delivered better than that.
This is a magnificent pass.
Top stuff. Bernard Toohey, just inside 50, near the boundary line. He's thumped some long goals tonight. Nearly got the distance. A mark to Henwood.
Well, he's finally taken one. He's gone for some big flies down there, Henwood. He hasn't quite judged the ball on a lot of occasions, but that occasion, it wasn't that exuberant, enthusiastic jump. It was just a well-timed leap.
Henwood couldn't miss and doesn't. His second for the night.
As I mentioned last week, if Wayne Henwood's got his act together, he can be a very, very good player for this Sydney side. Partway through the year, he really didn't have his act together. He was in the reserves, but when he did come over originally from South Australia, he really was a great improvement because he just played on pure enthusiasm. When you've got a body like that and you're in the right frame of mind, you can be a troublesome thorn in anybody or any side's side.
Isn't it a waste of talent when he plays in the reserves, though? Amazing, isn't it? Such a big, strong man, and plenty of ability, as you just said, Don. 31 points, the Swans lead. And the result now, I wouldn't think would be in any doubt. Parsons gets the ball out again, and since quarter time, he's been dominant around that centre circle. The kick spilled by Steele, picked up by Mitchell, off to Filan. Filan short pass, diving attempt there by Bayes. Now the ball comes clear to Larkin. Larkin gets the hand pass to McDonald, off to McCarthy. McCarthy streaming goalwards, up towards centre half forward goes John McCarthy. Left foot kick, he hooks it, and it goes out of bounds in front of John Longmire. And Longmire a little disappointed there, and perhaps letting McCarthy know that the lead was on. Didn't see it. Forced a kick with the left foot, just hooked it a little bit. Parsons, there's the time left, just under 3 minutes. Parsons again gets in front of Hepburn, and again gets the punch out. Williams, Rock, and Roberts takes it over. So the Swans would be pretty happy to just see time out now. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left as an interchange is made, and young Page comes on for his first run in senior VFL football. Rock gets a kick across his body, up towards full forward. No mark to Keller. A hand pass comes out from Fairley. Now a sweeping hand pass, finishes with Roberts in the back pocket. And Ian Roberts kicks the Swans out of trouble, out towards centre wing. Great gather by Allison. Sweeping hand pass, Ramiro. Ramiro kicked towards full forward, and Carter in front. A struggle by Neagle, and he flips out to the advantage of Higgins, but Neagle is rewarded for his efforts. Umpire Snedden sees an infringement. The free kick will go back to the Swans defender.
Free kicks 21-15 in favour of the Swans. Out to Williams, who marks, pops away the hand pass to Wright. Inside the last 2 minutes, Stevie Wright to half forward. Kicked it actually too far on the mark taken by Steele. Into Scholl. Scholl back towards the centre. 2 against 2 here. German. Fires out a good hand pass. Oh, and that blocked. Well done by Parsons. Parsons over centre wing. Bayes another possession. Backwards he goes. Mitchell. Oh, big climb down there by Bryce, but he couldn't mark. Page underneath there, number 54, gets a pat on the head from Bernard Toohey. Young Glenn Page is going to be able to spend his Christmas and say, I played VFL football, but the coach gave him a run for 2 minutes.
It's good to see him work his way up from the under-19s. He comes from the Wagga area, and together with Matthew Wheeler, they both played in the under-19s this year and have finished up in the seniors. Good effort.
Teal gets the hand pass out to Thripp. Thripp goes goalwards and bangs another one through for the Swans.
Well, it looked at one stage in this last quarter as if North Melbourne was starting to lift, and that was early on. But Sydney really did apply themselves, and they've certainly gone on with the game since then. Now everybody's starting to come into it. That man on screen who's just kicked the goal, Terry Thripp, one of the improvers in the league, but he has had a quiet night tonight. But to play 22 games as he's done this year, tremendous effort.
Very fit young man is Terry Thripp, and pretty pleased with himself there after he kicked his second goal. So 37 points, the lead. Williams, Bayes, sweeping hand pass. Murphy goes for another one. Drop punt kick. It's there.
I hope we get that on replay there, because Murphy took that extra step just to steady himself to make sure. It was well done the way they got out of the centre. Williams, there it is. Bayes will get involved here. The nice hand pass, running pass. Now watch him. There, see, he was just about to kick it. He held it for that fraction, went another 1 or 2 steps to just make sure. A good kick for goal, David Murphy.
Well, the Swans piling it on now. They've had an 8-goal final quarter. And running away with this, 43 points is the margin. Knocked forward, actually thrown forward by North, and the Swans free kick. Nearly the last kick of the match. We've got 10 seconds remaining. Leon Higgins. It's not his ball. It's coming across to Teal. So this will be the last kick, if in fact he gets it away. Teal's kick towards half forward, and there it is. The end of the season for both Sydney Swans and North Melbourne. And the Swans ran away in the last quarter with an 8-goal last term. Well, the Swans finished up kicking 21 goals 10, and the way they moved it in the last term, it looked a little bit like the Swans of 1987 when they were kicking record score week after week. And North Melbourne were right in that game with about 10 minutes to go and finished up being beaten by 7 goals. And the Swans look very happy to have come to Melbourne to get the points. It hasn't been often recently that the interstate teams since the pilot strike have travelled interstate and gone home with the points. And the Swans have played here twice earlier this year at the MCG and been beaten both by Melbourne and even Richmond. So they broke through here tonight to get the points against North Melbourne. Colin Kinnear in his first season as a VFL coach, and the remarkable thing about him is that he never played VFL football himself, and the Swans are only going to finish a game outside the 5, so not a bad first-up effort, considering that the Brownlow medalist Gerard Healy was missing for half the season.
No, I think they'd be fairly pleased with themselves, and just watching all of that, they're patting themselves on the back and shaking hands with each other, and it indicates that they're pretty pleased, finishing with 11 wins and 11 losses. And we did see John Kennedy walking across the MCG, and what a great man he's been for VFL football, a tremendous coach over the years. And maybe, Drew, the last time we'll see John Kennedy in VFL football.
Just maybe. Applause from the North Melbourne fans. They're a small band, but extremely loyal. So repeating the score here at the MCG, the Sydney Swans 21-10, 136, beating North Melbourne 13-15, 93.
He's a well-respected figure in the community.
A look at the league ladder as it stands at the moment, and Sydney, by winning tonight, have finished 2 games ahead of North Melbourne on the ladder. And depending on what happens over the weekend, whether Collingwood wins or not, Sydney might finish just 1 game outside the 5. Well, the match here tomorrow, the highlight match in round 22, is the game between Melbourne and Essendon back here at the MCG tomorrow. Melbourne assured of being in the elimination final and Essendon assured of being in the qualifying final. Let's preview the match for you now.
Round 21 was undoubtedly the lowlight of the second half of the year for the Bombers. After stringing together 8 wins on the trot, the side made the journey to Sydney to go down by 6 points in a thriller. Interestingly, the Swans were the last side to beat Essendon in round 12, that game being at Windy Hill. Worse perhaps were the injuries to captain Tim Watson, only 2 minutes into the game, and later on to Mark Harvey. Both will be missing this week.
I'd be pretty devastated if I'd found that I'd broken a bone, because that would have meant, you know, that the year was over. But I guess footballers are pretty much supreme optimists, and no matter what happens and no matter where you get injured, you always think, well, look, it's only a couple of weeks and I'll be right again.
The Swans have won again, and Mervyn, after a great game last week against Essendon, it must be great to finish the season off with a win.
Yeah, it is, Robbo. It's always good to finish the year for a solid victory like that. But we still can't forget that we haven't made the final. So overall, it's been a disappointing year for us.
You've just been presented with a 200 trophy after a lot of injuries. Did you think you'd get there?
No, well, when I did my knee in '87 against Hawthorn in the finals, and then attempted to come back last year, I thought I was finished. But mate, with a bit of hard work and just stuck in there, I finally got this. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, tonight it looked non-stop from the word go. What was the game like?
Yeah, it was quick. It was actually the last 2 weeks. Essendon last week was quick and physical. I don't think tonight's was as physical, but it was quick. And we know North are a side that never give in, and we just had to take it up to them and match them tonight. And I think the blokes played really well and did that.
It was great to see the Swans back on the winning list, and yourself for your 200 games. Congratulations, Merv.
Good, thanks, Robbo. What's up?
Merv Neagle. Well, Mark Bay's outstanding at centre half forward with 21 kicks, 8 hand passes and 11 marks. What a contribution. Jose Ramiro for North Melbourne. He was also great with 18 kicks and 7 hand passes, and he kicked 3 goals for. David Murphy, 29 possessions for him from the wing. What a contribution again. And Matthew Larkin, he finished up with 8 kicks and 13 hand passes. He really used the hand passes well. And we heard from Merv Neagle, and he played his 200th game tonight and had 26 possessions, and what a night he had with 5 marks. And John Longmire started the night like a rocket with 8 kicks in the first quarter, finished with just 12, 3 hand passes and 5 marks, and he kicked 4 goals, 5 behinds. So the Sydney Swans had a big win here by 43 points. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Good night to you all.
This has been a 7 Sport presentation for the Australian Television Network.